Looks like Brennan, young Cooper Brennan. Now they're a chance through to the centre half forward spot. Comes out onto the right foot. We've got that as Leliever at number 9, so we're going to stick with it. And there he is again, Rippin. He's got his second. He's drifting forward from the midfield. He's got his second within just on 2 minutes into the first quarter. And that takes Lake Wendouree onto 2 straight, 6 to Melton South, who haven't even been inside 50 yet. That is on your Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Just for those at home, Brad, it's probably a 3-goal advantage, I reckon, to that left of screen. They've already banged on 2 goals within the first 3 minutes. So making use of that breeze early and just getting it in long and quick, letting their forwards do the rest.
Koverick has, or Koverick, we'll go with Koverick, has gone now to Ripon as in a pretty tight take. Now, I must say, while we've got a break in play waiting for the ball to come back to the middle, Phil Partington finishes up with the Rebels today. I'm pretty sure it's today. He's been a magnificent servant for the area over 15 years. And in his best side that he picked, which has many brilliant players, Ripon was picked in that side.
Well,
it's playing today. So that's what he thought of him.
One of the best developers of young talent, Pardo, and one of the best blokes you'll meet as well. So
most certainly.
Well done to Pardo and his long career with the Rebels.
Lohman, long kick inside 50, comes off the hands of the pack, fed out now to the outside. Melton South fumbling in the back half there was Houghton. We'll go with Houghton. He gets on to the outside. Looks like that might be Chapman, who was very good last week, the week before last, before their bye. Short up the line, finds a teammate there in Billy Lloyd. Be handy if the ball's over that side, Kyle, for us at flat ground and no elevation today. Looks like Lohman's chopping that off, but he can't hold the mark. Fed to the outside now and running away for the Melton South side, goes forward. Robertson can't pick it up, comes to the outside now. They're a chance here, Melton South, with their first foray inside 50. Tackled, handball spills free. The umpire says incorrect disposal. And that was against the boy there in Fino or Fino. What would you go with?
I'm going to go with Fino.
Fino. Alrighty. It's Robertson. Goes back inboard, dangerous, but finds Lohman. He's had a fair bit of it already in this very short part, just on 5 minutes in the first quarter. Lohman and his teammate Rippon in the middle are ripping it apart.
Yeah. Just having a look as well. Looks like Lake Wendouree are pushing a couple of extras up to the stoppage. Actually, they're just dropping back off now. Melton South trying to get their defence in order. Got a few spare players at the moment.
Sharking it off the pack was Leliever. Well, sticking with that. High kick forward. Bounces over the back. Hepworth taps it on inside 50, then pushes his opponent in the back. Not paid. Melton South able to mop up through Lloyd. Handball over the top. They're under enormous pressure, as is Koverick. They get a hurried kick, not travelling too far. Leliever's able to get the hands out. Dancing in and out. Ball up towards Clark. Collects it, has his kick smothered, feeds out the back now. Just mopped up very classily there for Melton South in Callis. And the big ruckman will take a mark in defensive 50 in Dransman. Then now transfer play towards a commentary side of the ground. They'll go forward with a nice little short chip, but turning a ball over there is Theo and marked by the boy in O'Connell. O'Connell goes into the middle. There he is again, Lohman. Handballs to the outside to Mason. Mason has a shot on goal, but fades away, and we'll have a boundary throw in left forward pocket for the Lake Wendouree side.
Felt sorry for Theo there on the wing for Melton South. His forwards were choosing to run back to goal rather than hit up at him. Probably not something you want to be doing, kicking into a breeze like this. You want to be leading up at the ball carrier, which probably forced the turnover.
Especially against that stiff breeze, as you called earlier, Kyle. You really want to be in front. Hepworth gets a kick out, quick kick at goal by that boy again in Mason. He has missed to the right. That's a behind, and just having a look there, it is actually Braden Hellier that has gone to Dylan Conway. So that'll be interesting. Very big difference in weight division there, Kyle.
Yeah, similar height by the look of him, but yeah, you're right. Conway's probably got a good 7 or 8 kilos on him, I reckon.
Kick misses the Theo mark, but then he's able to mop up, hand it back. Now they just try to bring the ball outside defensive 50. They'll just chip across just to control the footy. Melton South up to the outer wing or half-back position. And it's the boy there in Fino. Fino to the outer side. Looking for a teammate. Ends up beating him over the boundary line with a boundary throw in centre wing position outer side.
Same sort of situation again there, Brad. There was the space, but rather than leading at it, they're choosing to lead back into it, which is not something you usually see when you're kicking with the breeze. So it'll be interesting to see whether that's a tactic or not from the Melton South boys.
Hart and Dransman. Dransman gets the left hand to that, just props it down forward. Mountain South away now, kicking long inside 50, looking for Conway, falls over. And there is his direct opponent there, in the boy in Hallier. Gets it out just outside defensive 50 over the outer side of the ground. Players just converging all over the ball. And we'll have a bounce down. I'll tell you who's looked lively earlier is David Callis for Mountain South, wearing the Brendan Favola Mountain South number, Kyle.
Yeah, he's been lively early. Like he's got a burst of speed, which I like.
He has, as Koverick feeds the ball out, but Lake Windaree are able to mop that up now. Comes out through the agency there of Phillips, handballs it through, comes out the back now to Mackay. Mackay hands over into the middle. Trying to use the middle as much as possible. Was looking for Pfeiffer. He couldn't take it. Incoming again is Mason, who's hard. Looks like he's hard in and under at it. Receives a free kick. Quickly plays on, but turns the footy over inside 50. Got to be careful. They've turned it over a little bit already. The ball comes out now to Lloyd. Quickly on Melton South through the agency there of Thornton Geelan. They go inside 50 again, and the mark has been taken by Notman. Notman quickly wants to get it in quickly to Conway, but again, the ball was a little bit uppish, and it gave Hallier an opportunity to kill it over the boundary line. 9.5 minutes gone, first quarter, 13 points in front, the Lakers.
Like the follow-up work there from Thornton Gilton. Had a few touches, got them going inside 50, so it'll be interesting to see if that continues throughout the afternoon.
Conway, quick hands out, but it's Robertson mopping up for Lake Windaree. He'll go short, diving but not being able to mark his Phillips. Now Mountain South able to mop up through the agency of Houghton. He goes to that boy that we mentioned in David Callis. Had a bit of it early. He's right on 50. And Conway calling it for high and wide, or is he just leading him out? And then he just props it to the edge of the square. They've taken a mark right on the goal line there, and that was Matthew Notman. Good strong mark.
Brad, that's a coach killer. It's a 1-on-4. You've just got to kill the ball there. It's near the goal line. Get a fist to it. Set up again. Kick in. They'd be really disappointed about that, the Lakers. In comes Notman. No problem here for him. Straight over the umpire's hat. And Notman gets his first for the day and gets Melton South's first for the day. And that is Lakers 2-1-13. They lead Melton South 1 straight 6. 10.5 gone on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Looks like we might have another guy on the scoreboard asleep today, Kyle.
That's all good, Brad, because I'm all over it as
You're
usual.
all over it. Good stuff. Interesting contest to start off with. There now, young Kai Edwards in the ruck has gone into the ruck now for the Lake Windaree side. Tall, thin lad. Be interesting to see how he goes against the bigger Dransman. The ball comes down. We'll have another bounce down.
Looks like he'll have him athletically. Not sure whether he'll have him strength-wise.
And he probably a 50-50 that tap. Comes forward. There's a free kick paid out of this. He's paid incorrect disposal. And the recipient of that will be Pfeiffer for the Lake Windaree side. Looks for Simpson and finds him. Right on left half forward flank. The goal square's been opened up by a lead, but he sits that to the right. Just a missed kick. And the umpire's pulled a free kick out of this for holding.
Yeah, I did see that. Definitely had his arms around his hips there. Didn't allow him to run full pelt at the footy. So fair enough, I think.
It's ripping again. And it's a good call, Kyle, because they probably he's kicked 2 goals in the first 2 minutes, they'd be worried about him, and that's what backmen generally do, is hold when they're worried about a player that's on top.
You're right. Yeah, I think a little bit of panic started to settle in there from the Melton South defender.
We've gone 12 minutes in the first quarter, and Nick Rippon is shooting for his 3rd goal from the midfield. And not a problem whatsoever. What a start for him. It's all of the score for the Lakers has been kicked by one man, Nick Rippon. That takes them on to 3-1-19. They lead Melton South 1 straight 6. That is on your Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Still haven't registered Melton South score on the scoreboard. But I can tell you that it is 13 points the difference in the way of Lake Wendouree. They really want to watch what they do with Nick Rippon at the moment. He is tearing it apart. Now they'll go forward again. This time through the agency of Collins. Goes to the outer side to the running Phillips. Gathers the ball. Short kick inside 50. It was cleaned up, but there's been a free kick. Dylan Sharp was able to take the mark, but it was downfield. And they'll get another shot at goal. And this looks like it might be the other midfielder that's had a bit of it is Jacob Lohman. He'll shoot from about 45 metres with the breeze at his back, so I don't think distance will be a problem, Kyle.
No, it shouldn't be. Bit of ill discipline there from Melton South. They had the ball, probably no need for the late contact.
Their midfield are causing headaches at the moment.
Well, they've just put Conway on ball as well.
In comes Lohman. Looks like he might have missed that to the right. He has. So that takes them on to 3-2. Lead Melton South 1 straight. Very good zone defence here of the Lake Wendouree side. It's a very hard zone to break against the breeze. Runs on quickly, brings it into Pendlebury, kicks it up high, looking for Conway. Punch from the back was smart footy by Brennan. Now, players just all over it. Hepworth's there, good quick hands on the outside. The umpire's pulled another free kick. He's paid a throw against Hepworth. And now they'll go out to Chapman. Chapman will go back to where he come from. And that's that boy again in Thornton Gearland. Through the middle, Melton South just chipping away, getting the ball in high with a high kick now inside 50, comes to the front of the pack. They got the crummers here, Melton South. It'll come back out to Chapman. Chapman under pressure on the right leg, and he's kicked that on the full. Free kick to Lake Wendouree. Looks like Young that will take that, Oliver Young. He's going to go across the other side. Just a short little kick. Finds his teammate Mackay. Mackay has no one in front of him, so he runs through that space. Beautiful kick, squaring it back up, looking for the young boy in Edwards. Young ruckman kicks along the line towards half forward. Taking the mark there for the Lake Wendouree side is Hart. Quickly gives it off. He's been lively, has Mason in his first game. And finds a teammate inside 50, albeit on the boundary line out of side. And I reckon that might be Timmy Collins in that pocket. He'll shoot from... Oh, no, it's not. We'll get him in a minute who that is, but he'll shoot from about 40 metres. Very slight angle. Distance won't be a problem. Accuracy is going to be the thing. He sits it up. Oh, not a problem with the accuracy. That's straight over the goal umpire's head. That's a great goal. Very, very good kick. And that was the boy in Coxall. So Coxall gets his first for the Lake Wendouree side. And that takes them on to 4-2. 26, the Lake Wendouree side, leading Melton South 1 straight 6. That is on your Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Up it goes in the middle. Edwards probably just won that tap for Lake Wendouree. Players all over the footy now. We'll have a bounce down. Back in the middle. 16 and a half minutes gone in this first quarter. And there's that, they've moved that smaller ruckman into the middle now, Kyle. in Billy Thornton Geelan that they did last week. So they've moved him in on the Slighter Edwards. Be interesting to see how that goes as Melton South come up towards the wing, but it's punched away there by Brennan. Conway, just with sheer strength, gets a handball out to the outside Houghton, but he's tackled. Umpires paid incorrect disposal, and Hart will take the free kick for Windaree, right in the middle of the ground. He's just going to sit this up inside 50. Up they go. Oh, nearly taking the mark was the Lake Windaree boy, then tackled. We have a ball up inside 50. 17 and a half minutes gone, first quarter. It'll be Hepworth that'll do the ruck forward for Lake Windaree here. Comes to the outside. Oh, is incorrect disposal. Just tackled by Simpson. He pounced on him. And Ash Simpson, in his 100th game, the captain of Lake Windaree, will have a shot on goal. He set up the first one for the day to Rippon. Slide angle, but shouldn't be too much of a problem. He'll kick from about 35, 40. Here he comes. A little bit of a skip on the way in. That's a lovely looking kick. Geez, they're kicking well. That is Simpson's first, and that's the Lakers' fifth. 5-2-32. Lake Windaree, they lead Melton South 1 straight 6 on your Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Oh, I think you might have said it's about a 5-goal breeze down that end, and we're 18 and a half minutes gone, and they've kicked 5 in the first quarter, the Lakers. Their midfield are really on top. Up it goes again. Edwards flies high. Nice little tap to the outside, but it's sharked by his opposing ruckman. Fed out now to the boy in Sullivan. Sullivan will go inside 50, but Mackay reads it better than everyone and just intercepts it for the Lakers. Lots of calls in the middle of the ground. Coming up at the ball. Very good lead and a great kick. Collins. He'll go to the outer side though now. Finds that man in Rippon. Rippon. Kicked 3 goals in the first quarter. Goes inside 50. Looking for a teammate. He's all wrapped up. We'll have a bounce down about 45 around from the Lake Windaree goal. And his target there was Coxall. Just fell short of him. Punched out towards Chapman. Handball's looking for Kovarik. No good. Goes out over the line. We'll have another boundary throw in. 19 and a half minutes gone first quarter. And they are 26 points in front, the Lakers. We'll have some around-the-ground scores at quarter time. Hepworth wins that over the smaller Thornton Geelan. Gets it to the outside, but wrapping up Chapman there was Brennan. Another bounce down, 60 around from the Lakers goal. Hepworth again over the Thornton Geelan. It's just going to be stoppage after stoppage at the minute by the looks of it until we get clean breakaway. Again, Hepworth goes for the bigger hit. Comes out to his teammate in Brennan. Tackled, gets the hands free. Out to Simpson. He's tackled, had prior, the umpire said. And the free kick will go to Thornton Geelan. Gives it off to Pendlebury on the left foot up towards half forward. But just beats all players out over the boundary line. Outer side of the ground, we'll have a boundary throw in about 55 metres around from the Melton South goal. Just about to clock over 21 minutes in this first quarter. It'll be Hart and Thornton Geelan to do ruck. That's Billy Thornton Geelan. Hart takes the front spot, gets a tap. Pendlebury there to mop up for Melton South. Feeds to the outside. Rippon again. Gives hands off. They'll go inside 50. Just drags over the back of Emerson Jones. Just gets the bounce. Quick hands inside. Looking for a teammate. It's going to come back to Emerson Jones. He's met solidly front on. Then tackles his opponent in Lloyd. And the umpire will bounce this down about 35 metres around from the Lake Windaree goal in between half forward and the forward pocket. As the wind kicks up here. Simpson wins that out of the ruck. I'm not sure if he nominated, so I'm not sure if that can happen. Lohman gives it off back to Simpson. Has a snap at goal for his second, but that will go to the left and misses. It's, they're just lively. They keep going inside 50 to the Lakers. But has been some pretty good defence of Melton South, though, I must say. When the ball just comes in as frequent as it does, it's a hard ask. They've done quite good. Short kick to Koverick. Gets it back now. Oh, they're in trouble here. Yep. Just over-possessing in that back 50 there and it's Rippon again. And Rippon will have a shot for his fourth goal. We've gone 22 and a half minutes. They got 5. This will be his fourth and the Lakers' 6th if he can get it. He's directly in front, 35 metres out. And the way he's been kicking the ball in the first quarter, I don't think this will be a problem. In he comes, Nick Rippon. Set sail for fourth of the quarter. You put the commentator's curse on him. And he's missed to the left. 23 minutes gone in this first quarter. And they are 28 points up. The Lake Windermere East side. So we'll wait now for Pendlebury to bring... No, it's not Pendlebury this time. So they come straight up the middle of the ground with a high kick, holding the front position is Sullivan and taking the mark. Quickly plays on. Now to the outside. They'll just control this footy on the wing. Come up towards between wing and half forward. Not being able to take the mark, but then laying a good tackle was Hurst for Melton South. And we'll have a ball up. Right in front of the commentary box here. Deep in the first quarter. Stepped over the back. Nick Rippon again. Just gets his foot to the ball, looking for Hart with a dribbler. Taken out over the line by David Callis for the Melton South side. We'll have a boundary throw in between wing and half forward for the Melton South side. In it comes. Hart is there for the Lakers. Playing for a free kick and winning it was Thornton Gearlin. So he'll get the free kick, quickly gives it off to a teammate on the outside in Lloyd. Lloyd goes inside 50. It's a 1-on-2 with Conway, but Conway wins the ball once it hits the ground. He's tackled. And we'll have a bounce down in the right forward pocket for the Melton South side. Deep in the first quarter. Nearly 25 minutes gone. It'll be Hart and Thornton Gearlin. Just not taken by anyone in the end. And knocked out of bounce in the right forward pocket, right beside the goal point post. We have a boundary throw in. 28 points in front. The Lakers, in it comes. Hart wins that. Sharked out on the outside by Conway though, with hands looking for a teammate. He's wrapped up. And we'll have a bounce down again. Up it goes. Umpires pulled a free kick. It'll go to the Lake Windermere East side. A bit of how to do with Mackay there of the Lake Windermere East side. Long kick up the boundary line. Punched over. Robertson's there. He can't collect it before it beats him out over the boundary line. We have another boundary throw in between wing and half forward for the Melton South side. Just about to tick over 26 minutes into the first quarter. In it comes. Knocked down by Hart. Given out to Lohman. Ball's chopped off by Koverick though. And then Koverick is wrapped up by a couple of Lakers. Another bounce down. Up it goes. Good tap there by Hart. Comes out to Mason. Mason's wrapped up, gets a second go at it. Threw that the second time, not paid. And the umpire says, I'll bounce that down. Up it goes. Hart jumps into Thornton Gearlin. Quickly taken out by Callis for Mountain South. Just gets his boot to the ball. Now it comes out the back. Oh, great hands from Lohman to Hart. Umpires pulled a free kick out of it. And it's going to go to the way of Melton South. And that'll be taken by Jacob Thornton-Geelan. Now he sits it up, looking for Conway, coming over the back, punching away for the Lake Windaree side is another player wearing a number that's not listed, number 50. That's very handy again. A boundary throw in, right forward pocket for the Melton South side. In it comes. Oh, quickly taken out by Pendlebury. Got on the left foot but was smothered. Now it comes out. Quick hands from Lloyd. Snap at goal. Just misses to the left. Behind the Melton South side, 27 and a half minutes gone. They trail by 27 points. Quickly play in, up the line. Good kick in the end to Mackay. Mackay will just control this to the outer side to a teammate there in Brennan. Brennan plays on, runs through his space with a high kick along the outer wing in front of the coach's box. Hepworth takes a good mark, swings onto the left foot, quickly goes inside 50, looking for a one-on-one with Phillips. If he gets the bounce, he does, just gets his boot to the ball, but it's gone through for a behind. 28 minutes gone, first quarter. Melton South come up this side of the ground with a high kick. It's poor kick in the end. I think he was trying to kick to his teammate in Hurst, but it was chopped off by Mason. Mason on the right leg goes inside 50. This carries over the back. Thornton-Geelan's able to mop up for the Melton South side. They'll transfer play to Pendlebury. Pendlebury on that lovely left foot goes short. Finds Sullivan. Sullivan quickly plays on, goes to the outer wing. Just nudging his opponent under the ball was Notman. Then collects it. Comes out through the middle of the ground now to the boy in Wood. Wood gives it off. They go back inside 50. Oh, Hallier's dropped what he should have taken. Conway's there to mop up. Quick hands out over the top to a teammate, and he's able to run into an open goal. And Hallier won't be happy with that. He just dropped what he should have taken. And in the end, Notman, who has followed up the ground, and he's got his second for the quarter after some good play from Dylan Conway, who was able to collect the ball once his direct opponent Hallier dropped it. And Notman runs into an open goal. And the Lakers, 5-5-35, lead Melton South, 2-1-13. We've gone 29 and a half minutes in the first quarter. That's on your Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Ball spills free. Oh, nice hands quickly out from Pfeiffer. But they've turned the ball over in that right at centre half back as Billy Lloyd takes the mark right on the siren here at quarter time. And the Lakers 5-5-35. Melton South 2-1-13. That is at quarter time. We'll take a quick break and try to get some around the ground scores, and we'll be back with you here at the C.E. Brown Reserve shortly for this second quarter.
You don't give in. You don't give up. You push on when most would have pushed off. You lend a hand, whether a hand
So that was Sullivan's first for the day for the Melton side, south side, and that's their third. They go on to 3-1-19. They trail Lake Wendouree 6-6-42. We're gone 5 minutes in the second quarter. That's on your Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
So Timmy Collins for Lake Wendouree got the first one of the quarter, and Melton South have hit back with Matty Sullivan getting his first then. Back in the middle, it's the big fella in Dransman for Melton South against Hart. Hart wins it, looks for Simpson. The bounce beats him, Rippon's in there. Umpire has pulled a high free kick here, I think, and it will go to the Melton South side, and that's through the agency of Notman. Notman, who's already kicked 2 first quarter goals, goes inside 50. G. Halley isn't doing a good job at the moment on Conway. Ball spills free though, and Melton South go back inside 50. There's that boy Lohman, who's been very good in this first half of footy for the Lake Wendouree side, just racking up possessions. He works both ends of the ground. Great kick out towards Hart. Thought he had enough of it. The umpire said no. Melton South now are able to win the ball through the agency of Sullivan, who kicked that last goal, but it's Simpson that's able to mop up in his 100th game for Lake Wendouree with a high ball forward. Now it's on the wing, and it's Emerson Jones. Gets handball off. Quickly chopped off, though, for the Melton South side. Comes out to Pendlebury. He's on the left foot. From the send side, the centre square goes looking for Conway. Hallier does well again. Able to tap it out towards Robertson, who toe pokes it out towards the boy there in Brennan, who's had a good game as well. Gets it back to Roberts. Has a player just up the line, lowers the eyes and hits him. That's Emerson Jones, who has kicked that on the full. And it'll be Pendlebury to take the free kick for Melton South. Umpire's told him to halt. He's just going to have a chat at the boundary umpire. And he said that Emerson Jones was actually out over the line before he kicked it, so it'll be a boundary throw in. Pendlebury's not happy, nor is some of the crowd. 7 minutes gone, second quarter here at the C.E. Brown Reserve, and they're 23 points up as, again, Rippon just somehow gets his boot to ball, gets it out to Brennan, who hits it up the line to Collins, who already kicked a goal in this second quarter. Collins has his captain in Simpson inside the centre square. Lovely kick. Finds him. He'll go inside with a high kick looking for Lohman. Drops the mark, backing back, but just so agile is the boy in Jacob Lohman. Has a shot at goal, misses to the right. Gee, he's had a lot of it, Kyle.
He has, yeah. Bit of a holding pattern these last few minutes. I think Melton South had a little bit of the play, just couldn't put too much scoreboard pressure on. They'd want to close that gap with this probably 3-goal breeze, as we spoke about.
Pendlebury brings the ball in, finds Mepstead. Has the big ruckman in Dransman short. Ooh, goes to him, just keeps that inside the field of play. Dransman, short kick, finds his teammate there in Callis. That's Michael Callis. High kick to no one in particular. Simpson mops that up. He's getting a lot of the ball now, is Ash Simpson in his 100th game. Finds Robertson short in between wing and half-back. Simpson runs off and gets another one off him. Then he'll send it up the line. Lohman backs back into the pack courageously. Pendlebury wins it. Handball's not that great to his teammate in Wood. Wood is unable to control the footy. Ball quickly comes out to Lalivre. He gets a high kick up the wing. Well trapped and kept in play is Emerson Jones. Kicks it forward looking for Rippon. He's held, not in possession, not paid. Ball comes out to Chapman for Melton South. And he's turned that over on the left foot and put it straight down the throat of Mitch Phillips, who quickly goes inside 50 to a 1-on-3 though. Melton South should clean that up, but haven't. And a high free kick will end up going to Hepworth. And that was against Reece Lee. Pretty crude.
They've had a few instances like that, Brad. They've just been a little sloppy, particularly in their defensive half with some of their tackling efforts, the Panthers.
Yeah, and we know that they're going to protect the head, aren't they? So you've got to get in early, or wait till they pick it up and get upright. That's probably the only way you can do it, is the big fella on the left foot. Hepworth comes in, kicks from 45, and he's got it. He gets his first for the day, and the Lakers second for the quarter. And unlucky Melton South, they have a fair bit of the play. They go forward, they can't kick goals, and Lake Wendouree just take it up the other end of the ground, go inside 50 and get one. So that's 7-6-48 Lake Wendouree. They lead Melton South 3-1-19. 10 minutes gone. Second quarter on the Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
I actually feel for Dransman there, Brad. If that happens anywhere else on the ground, that's a free kick. He was pushed off the ball, shepherded through, ball nowhere in the vicinity. That's a free kick every day of the week if it's anywhere else on the ground.
Yes, it's hard to keep up with some umpires, but I'll tell you what, it's been good umpiring again today as Callis for Melton South sends them inside 50. They just can't take a mark forward, the Melton South side, but Mackay was able to do so for Lake Wendouree. He goes to the outer side, right in front of the coach's boxes. Comes forward, Pendlebury gets quick hands out. And all wrapped up here, crowd calling for ball. The umpire says, okay, buy me a beer, and gives him the free kick. Melton South out of wing. They'll come in board here because they have a teammate in Lloyd. They go to him in the centre circle of the ground. Goes inside 50, but again, that's the area they're missing. And Phillips is able to chop that off for the Lake Wendouree side. They just need to take a mark inside 50, but the disposal going in needs to be better, Kyle.
Yeah, they've been a bit sloppy. As we said, they had all the play in the first part of this quarter, but they haven't put it on the scoreboard, so no reward for effort.
Mackay gets it over to O'Connell. He has Simpson short if he wants him. He'll go over his head. High kick in a one-on-one. Coverig can't take the mark. Chapman wins it out the back. Gives it off to his teammate. Comes back from Thornton Geelan. Up the line. O'Connell's able to win that. He's paid incorrect disposal. And Melton South will take the free kick through Lloyd. Lloyd on the wing. Again, here's a chance. Conway leads it out. And I reckon that might be his first mark. He quickly played on. Good call by the umpire. He's able to handball it off to the outside to Wood. Wood set sail for home, but again, it's Mackay that's going to intercept that deep in defence.
Conway probably has that distance. Well, maybe not. I reckon with that breeze, I reckon he's better off probably just taking his time and trying to put it through goalpost height.
Cooper Brennan takes the mark inside defensive 50, out of side for the Lake Wendouree team. He'll go up the line. Gee, this boy's a good footballer. Jacob Lohman, he is featured in the highlights a lot this year where he can run, jump, but today I've just noticed the way he gut runs and wins a lot of footy, Kyle.
Yeah, definitely been a feature of the highlights. He's in there almost every week.
He is. Great player as the ball comes out to the outside now. Oh, they're in trouble here, Lake Wendouree, though. Gang tackle. The umpire said no, didn't have prior. So we'll bounce that down in the middle of the ground. That was Young. Right in the middle of the ground here. We've gone 13.5 second quarter. Quick kick out by Pendlebury. Goes forward again. And this time it's O'Connell. They're just able to intercept every inside 54 they have. High kick to the outside to Hepworth, who kicked a lovely goal earlier. Has a teammate up the line in Edwards. Young Kai Edwards comes in board, looking for a teammate in Pfeiffer. He can't take the mark.
There's just no system when going inside 50 at the moment for the Panthers, Brad. They're sort of just kicking and hoping, trying to hope that the breeze will do the work for them. You still need to be lowering your eyes and looking for those hit-up leads because there is the space there. They're just not utilising it going inside 50 at the moment.
Yeah, good call, Kyle. They need to clean that area of their game up. And it comes out to Hepworth, quick hands on the outside. And I've got to say, Hellier is doing a hell of a job on Dylan Conway at the moment. I didn't foresee him picking him up today, but
I wouldn't mind. They did it in the first quarter. I wouldn't mind seeing Conway maybe spend a 5-minute burst on the ball, just get the big body around the footy, get a few touches in close, and try and see if he can get the guys going.
Yeah, great call. Would be good to see. because it's not working for them at the moment. Ball goes inside 50. Notman just kicks it off the ground, but it'll be the Lake Wendouree side that'll come out through Mackay. Mackay has a teammate on the wing right in front of the coach's box, and he's been quite good as Phillips. And here he is again, Lohman. There's not much he can't do in this game. He'll take the mark right on top of the 50 line. Oh, Mackay wasn't ready for it. He was going to give it to him at his back turn, but was able to pull out the handball and then decided to kick it to his captain in Ash Simpson.
Just there, Brad, as well. Not sure. Looked like Melton South are playing 2 up at the stoppage at the moment, so pushing both their flankers up towards the footy. Lake Windouree's players are just sitting back, and it's just chopping off everything with ease at the moment as they rebound here. And
Simpson sits this one up. Not a great kick in the end. He was undecided what to do, so he pulled the kick hoping on someone running out at it, but it was all Melton. They're able to clear it just outside defensive 50, but it might come back quickly. Mackay drops the ball, though. Now they lower some eyes going inside and finding a teammate, and he'll kick from about 50, and he showed before he can kick the distance even up against that breeze is Caleb Hepworth.
It has dropped off a little bit, though, Brad. It's quite nice and still here at the moment, so probably a little bit of an advantage for the Lakers. Let's see, though, if any free kicks are paid on the goal line again this time, Brad. My money says they won't.
He shouldn't have a problem the way he looked with this last one. He's about the same distance.
You've put the Mozzer on him there, Brad.
Yes, he hasn't hit that well at all. That was a little bit my 5-iron. He's punched that right out on the full. They'll come back through Thornton Geelan now. That's Jacob. Lowers some eyes and hits a teammate still inside defensive 50 in Lloyd. Lloyd, lovely kick to a one-on-one for Conway, but again, Halley is able to get his fist to the ball. But Kovaric, quick hands back to Conway, gets it inside 50, has a teammate now in Theo. Just got to pick it up. He can't do so. Good pressure from Mackay. Now it comes to the outside. Robertson's there. Quick hands onto the outside. Lowers some eyes again up the line and finds a teammate. And as we said, we're going with Willie Clark. It is Willie Clark.
Yeah, they're yelling out Willie Clark. So.
It's a dead giveaway, Kyle, isn't it? So I'm glad that we've got the right number there. We've just got to get number 50 now. He's gone inside, but we'll have a bounce down about 40 metres around from the Melton South goal. Up it goes. Oh, good fist out by the young boy in Edwards. And he goes as far as Thornton Geelan. Pendlebury's normally a beautiful kick, and this is no exception. Straight through the middle from a standing start from 45. Ryan Pendlebury is able to get his first for the day. What a beautiful kick, Kyle.
Yeah, fantastic. That might be the spark they need, the Panthers. They're not out of this game. They're only 4 goals down, but they're probably just being a little bit outplayed, probably just from a class perspective at the moment. I think the better players of Lake Windouree are really dominating and getting their hands on the pill, whereas your dominant players of Melton South, although Pendlebury just scored the goal there, they're not getting their hands on the footy as much as they'd like.
4-1-25 Melton South, 7-7-49 the Lakers. That's on your Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
18 minutes gone, second quarter. As we've said, week after week, because you're a left footer, there's nothing better than seeing a really good left footer, and Ryan Pendlebury is one of them. Ball comes out to Chapman, back pedals, gets onto the left foot, high kick inside 50. Robertson for Lake Windouree's able to spoil. Conway overruns it, comes back to Robertson, hands out to the outside to Clark. He's wrapped up. The umpire says, I'll bounce that down. 35 around from the Melton South goal. As you said, only 4 goals down, Kyle, and they've only gone 18 minutes. They get another 1 or 2 and it's back to game on.
Absolutely. That's probably what they'd be looking for. They'd be looking to maybe get another 1 or 2 before the end of this quarter just to chew away at that lead.
Houghton gets quick hands on the inside to Theo, to the big fella in Cranston, goes inside now, finds a teammate in Sharp, gets around his opponent, high kick inside 50. Robertson, he's mopped up a few times back there, he's been good. Now, to the outer side, they'll look for Hart. He leads at the footy, takes a good mark, quick hands off. Oh, kick smothered there of Lohman by Kovaric, comes back to Lohman. Gets back onto the right foot, sits it up, looking for his teammate there in Collins. He's unable to mark. Pendlebury to Chapman, back to Pendlebury. Has another boy on the outside. Quickly gives it off to Houghton. He can't take it. Coming in and helping is Sullivan. But a quick kick out of side. Defensive 50 from Lake Wendouree is mopped up by Dransman. Dransman quickly on the inside now to teammate Lloyd, who's had a fair bit of it. It's a 1-on-2 for Conway. Comes over the back. He can't take the mark. All wrapped up. Good tackle from Conway. Just a little bit of toing and froing. Oh, Brennan has a fresh air shot off the ground. Comes out to Theo. Hurried right kick. Inside. Goes over the back. It's not going to carry over, though. They're able to mop up Lake Wendouree. Come out towards Ripon. Really well done by Chapman, able to spoil and get it out over the boundary line.
Their forward pressure's been great the last few minutes here, Brad, the Panthers, but unfortunately, again, they're probably just not making the most of their opportunities going inside 50. I know he was a 1-on-2 there, but that was the perfect situation there for Conway, just to take that mark, go back, settle and kick a goal. But they're playing him well at the moment. He's not having too much of an influence on this match so far.
It's an intriguing game of footy this at the minute. Loving it. In it comes. Big Dransman over the back. Dransman, sorry. Comes out to Lloyd. Again, he's tackled. All wrapped up. Have another bounce down. Just outside 50 for Melton South. A lot of players around the ball here. It's going to be hard to break free. Edwards gets the left-handed tap out the back, but it's roved by his opposing ruckman and Dransman. Hurried kick, comes out to Lloyd again, gets it to the outside to Fino. Hurried kick towards goal is going to go over the face, across the face of goal and out over the boundary line. Right forward pocket for the Melton South side. Gone 21 and a half minutes into the second quarter. 24-point lead to the Lakers. 100th game for the Lake Wendouree captain today, Ash Simpson. Congratulations. He's been very good as well as, taken high, not paid, just out of the vision of the umpire. It was the Melton South boy. We'll have a bounce down inside 50. They need to get one again before half-time. 2 would be even better for them, obviously. Conway leads hard under the ball. Quick kick forward up to the outer wing in front of the Melton South's coach's box. They're able to come back inside 50, and there he is. Just read that better than everyone then to Dylan Conway, and took a very, very good mark.
We spoke about chewing away at this lead. Brady kicks this back to 18 points. They've done well to hang on and stay in this at the moment, Melton South. They're not playing the greatest, but they'll take this going into half-time. Yeah,
and the way he kicks the footy, I don't want to put the curse on him, but he is a lovely kick for the ball. Kick of the ball. We'll see how he goes here. Kick from 35, 40 metres out, more or less directly in front. And I reckon he's pushed that left, and he has. So he still hasn't troubled the scorers. He had the bye last week, did Melton South, so he's one behind the goal kickers. The 2 boys, Owen and Willits from Bacchus-Marsh. So he needs to get back on the scoreboard as Lake Wendouree bring it in to Mason. The back pocket, he'll go back to where it come from, and they'll try to take it out to the outer side. It's all Melton South here, though, through Chapman. Beats Hepworth, ends up in the hands of Ripon. Chapman tackles him, ball spills free. Umpire says play on, but now we'll have a stoppage right in front of the Melton South coach's box, outer wing. It'll be the smaller ruckman again in Billy Thornton-Geelan. Umpires pulled a free kick. It's gone forward inside 50. Conway's fumbled. Probably spent it before he got it. And they'll bring the ball away through Hepworth, outer side. They'll try to come back in through the middle. Try to come back through Hallier, who won it. But that was an ordinary handball. Notman for Melton South has missed everything. It's gone out of bounds on the full.
He just panicked then. He needed to lower his eyes. He had 2 players with space in front of them, just couldn't hit them.
Young will take the resulted free kick. Deep in defence. Umpire calls into play on. Will go short into the goal square to Mackay. The closing Callis arrived just a little bit late. Mackay, he'll go back to the outer side. led under the ball by Lloyd. Comes over the back. Players dive in on it. Umpire says, I'll bounce that down. About 60 around from the Melton South goal. 24 and a half minutes gone. In the second quarter here at the Ballarat Toyota McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League match of the day. As Hepworth is wrapped up, then it comes into the hands of Morrissey, and he's wrapped up for Melton South. Another stoppage. McCafe half-time break isn't too far away. We'll try to get some scores for you around the grounds. Some close games. Already quarter time scores around the grounds were Sunbury 3 points up over Ballarat, Darley 12 points down to Sebastopol, East Point a point down to North Ballarat, and Melton was 16 points up over Redan at quarter time in other games around the ground. So we'll get some half-time scores of those while we sip a latte, McDonald's McCafe latte at half-time. Another stoppage out of sight of the ground. Just getting up, limping there is Hart. And he's limping straight to the box. That doesn't look good. It's a left leg injury. Just the way he's moving, it looks like an ankle or a knee, which doesn't mean it's serious, but that looks like the leg. Quickly, they go inside the Lakers now in their 50. Simpson at the front. He's going to be tackled. Was smart enough and good enough to get his handball, though, away. Was very good by Ash Simpson. Spills free, comes out to Brennan. He's wrapped up by Callis. No, in fact, the tackler was, yes, it was Callis, Michael Callis. The brother David's been very good all day. We'll have a bounce down. 26 and a half gone, second quarter. Inside 50, Hepworth, quick punch on it. But Kovarig wins it, comes out now to Brennan, who Kovarig wraps up. He's not going anywhere. The umpire says, I'll bounce it down again. 50 metres around from the Lakers' goal. Hepworth and Thornton Geelan to do battle on this one. Thornton Geelan gets a double-hander. Brennan with a mid-air kick gets it forward. Melton South are able to clear it right on the siren as O'Connell takes the mark. And half-time out here at the C.E. Brown Reserve is the Lakers. 7-7-49. They lead Melton South 4-2-26. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back with all the goal kickers, some better players, some scores from around the grounds. Right back here very shortly at the C.E. Brown Reserve. 23-point leaders at half-time are the Lake Windaree over Melton South.
You don't give in. You don't give up. You push on when most would have pushed off. You lend a hand, whether a hand was asked for or not. It's called Aussie Spirit for good reason, because it takes spirit to get through times like these. Lucky you've got it in spades. It's what inspires us to be by your side to help. Together we'll get through this. We always do. Search Toyota, here to help.
Try Macca's new honey soy or aioli chicken wraps with 100% Aussie
Welcome back to CE Brown Reserve. Here in the Ballarat Toyota McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League match of the day between Lake Wendouree and Melton South. And the home side, the Lakers, 7-7-49 to Melton South 4-2-26 at half time. They lead by 23 points. Scores from around the grounds. Sunbury, 6 straight, 36. Lead Ballarat, 4-6-30. Darley, 7-6-48, leads trail Sebastopol 9-3-57. Only 9 points in arrears, so Darley is doing a good job up until half time. East Point 5-6-36, trail the young North Ballarat side 8-5-53, and Melton 10-5-65, lead Redan 4-6-30. They're the half-time scores from around the grounds. And here at CE Brown Reserve, 7-7-49, as I said, Lake Wendouree to Melton South 4-2-26. Goal kickers for Lake Wendouree. Rippon has 3, all kicked in the first quarter. Simpson and Coxall kicked their singles in the first quarter. And Collins and Hepworth, who got 1 each in that quarter, gives them their 7 goals. And for Melton South, Notman has 2, Sullivan 1, and Pendlebury, a magnificent long left foot goal in that second quarter, gives them their 4.
Yeah, we spoke about it there, Brad. That one kills that Dylan Conway miss just before half time there. Brings it back within 3 goals. We've spoken about that Lake Wendouree probably feel like they should be a little bit further in front than what they currently are. They're dominating certainly when going inside 50 compared to the Panthers, who have been a little bit lethargic when going inside. They've sort of just been kicking it in and hoping that Conway will be able to outmark someone. The problem is Conway's got about 3 or 4 hanging off him most of the time. He can't do it all himself. They need to lower their eyes, and then also if there's 3 or 4 going to Conway, it means there's 3 or 4 Panther players that are free elsewhere. So they've just got to lower their eyes a little bit, particularly now kicking into the breeze in this third term. Yeah,
and their backs been very good up there. I've loved Mackay and Robertson.
Well, they're getting a lot of run out of their back line, but unfortunately they're sort of just breaking down once they get forward of centre, Brad.
Yeah, players like said those guys and up back just mopping it up time and time again. Connell as well, Young, Mackay, as I said, Robertson. They're just really good up back, and they also get help there from Thornton Gillen as well. Thornton Gillen. Hallier, who's done a mighty job on the boy in Dylan Conway. So, but to me, it's their midfield. Guys like Rippon and Lohman for Lake Wendouree have just had so much of the footy, as has Ash Simpson. So they're 3 midfielders. Their starting midfielders are just on top, aren't they?
They're probably the 3 best players on the ground at the moment, Brad, which is probably the difference. They're getting their hands at the footy in the contest, and all 3 of them are beautiful users by foot as well, which helps. They've been able to go forward and hit the scoreboard as well, which is, I think, massive for midfielders. You need to be able to, not kicking bags of goals, but you need to be able to hit the scoreboard and help out your forwards when you can.
Yeah, and gee, as we said, they're not out of it. 23 points in this day and age, 4 goals can be kicked pretty quickly, and Melton South certainly have the side that can do that, but they're going to have to get on top in the middle, and Dylan Conway's going to have to start taking a couple of marks and kicking truly. He's missed a couple of shots he probably normally would get, I would have thought, but they've still had some good players. I think Riley Theo on a wing, and Cody Chapman on his wing has been very good. Fino's been good. Callis has been excellent. That's David Callis. I thought he's been very good as well. And Thornton Gillen's been super up back at times, Jacob.
He's the one that I was just about to mention. I've really liked his run and carry off half back, and he's a gut runner as well. He kicks it and he follows up his efforts. He doesn't just kick and then sit back and wait for it. He gets moving. But again, it's sort of that those players on the outside that are creating opportunities, but I'm not so sure whether it's the system of actually going inside 50 and the ball use going inside, or whether it's the forwards not quite leading up at the footy. It's probably a mixture of both. So if they can rectify that, particularly this quarter, the breeze has died off a little bit, so there's really no excuses going into this quarter. If they can chip away at this lead a bit and be within sort of that 2-3 goal mark at 3/4 time, and then going into the last quarter, they can maybe hope the breeze picks up a little bit and they're still within a chance. I mean, whilst we say that Lake Windaree are on top, it's not to say that Melton South have been playing poorly. It's just that Lake Windaree have been better for longer.
Yeah, spot on. I've liked Billy Lloyd too for Melton South. I thought he's been quite good. And Ryan Pendlebury is pretty good too. We might take a quick break, and when we come back from the break, we will have a chat to someone from Melton South.
Aioli chicken wraps with 100% Aussie RSPCA approved chicken breast. With new wraps prepared to order, there's more to love at Macca's.
Welcome back to CE Brown Reserve here at half-time for the McCafe half-time break, and really appreciative of the coach of Melton South, Heath Pritchard, who is able to come over and have a quick chat to us at half-time. Heath, welcome to the broadcast.
Thanks very much.
Mate, we just had a quick chat. They look like at the moment they're sort of getting you in the midfield a little bit, guys like Lohman, Rippon, and I thought that the captain in his 100th game has been pretty good too, Simpson.
Yeah, I think they have. Yeah, it's a fair call. I certainly in the first quarter, Rippon was really dangerous, kicking 3 goals, and we sort of put a tag on him, and I thought our tag went all right in that quarter. Lohman's been really, really good, and as you said, Ash Simpson's playing a really good game in his 100th. So, look, you know, their Lakers' intensity has been really, really good, and we've probably been up against it a little bit. But you know, I think they've taken away our game style, which is credit to them, and we've just got to try and get the game back on our terms.
Yeah, is there anything at half-time being said about some delivery to Dylan Conway? Can we get that a little bit better, or do we lower our eyes and look for someone else? Because they're intercepting a bit.
Yeah, look, they're pushing back really well. I think their midfield's worked back really hard, and look, we knew that before the game started. Lakers, I've always thought Lakers defend really well. They push back. Their midfielders work hard back. Look, they got the jump on us in the first quarter. I thought we probably got more of the ball that quarter. I thought our actual ability to win the footy was better, and we sort of got a little bit of our game going. But look, we certainly need to lower our eyes and look for other options to goal. They're doing a good job on Dill. They're dropping numbers back on him, and but look, you know, hopefully he can get his hands on a few and nail a couple of goals for us in the second half.
Just before we let you go, a couple of your kids that I've really been, well, I might be wrong here, I think they're kids that I've been impressed with. Theo, little boy on a wing. How old's he?
Riley's just, he's under 19s.
Yeah.
So, look, we've got 7 blokes, I think it's 6 or 7 in the team that are under 20.
Wow.
So we are a young side. So Riley's on the Jets list, so he's a good young player. Cody Chapman, number 1's a good young player. He did the job on... Rippon for us in the second quarter, and you know, the fact that a 19-year-old kid is disciplined enough just to sacrifice his own game shows the quality of the kid he is. So yeah, look, we've got a couple of good young kids there, but yeah, Davey Callis is another good young player, and Mickey Callis. So we've just got to try and start winning the footy at the source. I've got no doubt that the clearances would be, well, I know the clearances are in Lakers' favour. So we've got to start winning the ball at the source and try and get our hands on the footy and start getting the game back on our terms. But credit to Lakers that they've had a good first half, and they've come to play. Like, there's no doubt about that. Their tackle pressure's been really, really good, and they've won the footy. So we've got to get the game going back our way, and it's a pretty simple game. You've got to win the contested footy and get the ball going, get your hands on the ball. So hopefully we can do that in the third quarter.
Mate, thanks very much for your time at half-time. Really appreciative of it. All the best for the second half, and all the very best for the rest of the year. I think the best start to the season you've had in 9 years, so you should be congratulated on that.
Yeah, look, we sort of said right from the start we don't want to be known for making up the numbers, so we've got a bit of work to do in this second half to try and make sure we come away with the 4 points here. But I think it also shows the evenness of the Ballarat Footy League that all the sides, if you don't come to play on your day, you're going to get beat. So we've got a bit of work to do in the second half.
Great stuff. Thanks, Heath.
Cheers.
All the best.
Pleasure. Good on you.
That was fantastic, Kyle. Just being able to have Heath Pritchard come over to the commentary box at half-time and give up his time to give us a couple of minutes to talk about some of his young kids, and he is spot on. Cody Chapman, how good's he been too? We forgot to mention him in our half-time McCafe break.
We did, yeah. Like the honesty as well. Like how he was prepared to say, "Look, Ripham got on top, so we've put the tag on him." Just having a look here on the hyphenated Thornton Geelan has just stopped about 100 metres before his players and had a little spew. So I don't know whether that was nerves or whether he's eaten something or he's not feeling too great. But you wouldn't think it. Hopefully he's not too crook. But he's had a good game so far. Maybe that chucks just to refresh the belly and be ready for a big second half.
Well, very, very famous footballer that I was lucky enough to spend half a season in 1984 with, who's from this area. Tony Lockett, he used to throw up before every game.
That's what happens when you eat 5 pies before a game.
Yeah. The big fella, he wouldn't eat one these days. He's looking incredible, the big fella. But yeah, that's right. I mean, it could be nervous. He could have caught one in the solar plexus too. I didn't ask, was it, I'm just trying to think. Oh no, it's all right. It was the Lake Wendouree ruckman that went down over the outer side, that it could have been an ankle, Callum Hart. So I'll be interested to see for Ballarat Sports Medicine how he is in the second half. But that was fantastic of Heath Pritchard to come over to the commentary box and give us a couple of minutes at half time. We'll take another quick break thanks to Ballarat McDonald's in the Ballarat Toyota match of the day out here at CE Brown Reserve. 23 points up, the Lakers, as both sides are back out on the ground. We'll be back with you very, very shortly.
Try Macca's new honey soy or aioli chicken wraps with 100% Aussie RSPCA approved chicken breast. Wraps prepared to order. There's more to love at Macca's.
With McDelivery, Macca's comes to you, so you can enjoy it at home, fast, safe and contact-free. Search Macca's website for your local delivery partner.
Welcome back to CE Brown Reserve. Third quarter, second half is not long away from getting underway. Just quickly around the grounds again at half time. Sunbury, 6 points up over Ballarat. Sebastopol, 9 points up over Darley. And the 17-point leaders, North Ballarat over East Point out at the Eastern Oval. And Melton, 35 points up at McPherson Park over Redan.
Brad, is this the most even country football competition in Victoria?
Got to be.
It'd have to be, I reckon.
Got to be. Between first and eighth is one game.
Yep.
That's incredible.
Exactly right. As Pritchard just said then, any given team, the old any given Sunday, can win on their day. If you're off slightly, a team will pounce, and that's great for the competition. It's great for the overall standard of the Ballarat Football Netball League. As we see, a lot of country leagues around Victoria, there's good sides, but there's also a fair discrepancy between the top few and the bottom few, whereas the gap between, first and, as you said, first and last at the moment is, it's incredible how tight it is.
It is, and you only got to look at Darley. Darley today, who are sitting on the bottom, haven't won a game.
They're just about the best winless team I think I've ever seen.
That's
They're
right.
not a bad football side.
They're
Darley.
9 points down at half-time to Sebastopol, who have just been turning it on the last few weeks. I just think, I love the competition for that reason. Oh, it's great footy. Don't get me wrong, it's superbly run by the people that run the comp, all that, but I just love that it's so close, as you say.
Yep.
You don't know. Each week you go to the footy, you don't know who's going to win.
Well, we just about every week we have a tight contest in the match of the round, and that's really all you can ask for.
That's right, and we're nearly about to get underway here for the second half at CE Brown Reserve, and 23-point leaders in a beautiful setting out here at CE Brown. I must say the ground is in ripping condition, and it's all going to get underway. It looks like Koverick's gone to the wing now. Up it goes. Looks like Hart is okay. He's back out on the ground and in the ruck. So that's a good sign for the Lakers that he's able to take his position in this third quarter.
Forgot to ask for your halftime tip, Brad.
Halftime, I never changed my mind. I tipped Melton South at the start of the day, but I'll be wrong again as Chapman gets it out to Thornton Geelan onto the left foot inside 50 for the Melton South side. All just flicked out, but it was able to be won by Sullivan. Gets it forward. Just couldn't take the mark, was the big ruckman in Dransman. Robertson again, who's been really good in defence for the Lakers, is able to clear it. Comes out now through the middle of the ground. They'll go inside or just up around half forward. Dropping the mark, probably should have taken that, was Collins. Oh, poor handball, and it's gone straight to the boy in Lalivra. Runs inside 50 and goes bang. Wow, that's his first for the day, and that hurts because they just turned that over in an area that you don't want to, and he was able to run inside 50 under no real pressure whatsoever. And Tom Lalivra was able to get his first for the day. And that takes Lake Wendouree on to 8-7-55. 4-2-26 is Melton South. We've only gone a minute and a half, third quarter. That's on your Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Just killing him on turnover at the moment, Brad. You were spot on.
Yeah, it doesn't help, does it? It really hurts as it goes up in the middle again. Just a pack of players around that. Lohman couldn't get it out cleanly. It spills free to Brennan. Good quick hands back to Lohman. Hurried kick forward towards centre half forward. Coming out and meeting the ball is Fino. He fumbles. Now it comes out to Simpson. We spoke about him at half time, being great through the midfield. Comes out now, well tapped on the outside. He's been really, really good today as Hellier. They're able to go up towards half forward. Collins is there, taps the ball on, held probably, and he is, and that was against Jacob Thornton Geelan. He's in kicking distance there, I would say. Oh, he's got 50. Thornton Geelan's given him a mouthful. Well, I said he was in kicking distance. He certainly is now, Kyle.
Yeah, that's real ill discipline there. Whether he's right or wrong, the umpire's never going to change his decision, Brad. Sometimes you just got to cop it, particularly from there. It's a low percentage shot going from 45 out on the boundary line to a certain goal.
They haven't even bothered standing the mark.
Yeah, I don't like that, Brad.
Me neither. That's undisciplined, isn't it? That is not good. Doesn't look good. And Collins is just able to walk in and dribble that one through and get his second for the day. He got one in the second quarter, and now he has one in the third. And that takes him on to 9-7-61. Melton South 4-2-26. 3 minutes gone, third quarter, on your Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Same way they started the first quarter, Brad. 2 inside, couple of minutes.
Yes, very, very true. As Pendlebury is tackled by Hart, crowd calling for free kick. The umpire says no. We just very, very luckily able to speak to the coach of Melton South at half-time, Heath Pritchard. He would be fuming with that 50-metre penalty as Rippon wins it off the hands, gets it out to Simpson onto the left foot. We've called that a lot today, of Rippon to Simpson. They go forward. Beautiful tap from Hepworth. Gets it on the outside to his teammate Nemeson Jones, but he's missed to the left. It's all Lake Wendouree at the moment, Kyle. They are just getting... that's 5 inside 50s in 4 minutes in the third quarter.
Yeah, 4 scoring shots, I think, so far. So they're efficient going inside 50, which would be cause for concern for Pritchard and the rest of the Melton South coaching staff.
Lloyd brings it back into play for Melton South, goes to the outer side, looking for Sullivan. Ball spills free, all wrapped up. And we'll have a bounce down inside forward 50 for the Lake Wendouree side. Thornton Geelan will do battle with Hepworth. Hepworth gets a right fist to the outside. And it's Rippon again, gets quick hands to Simpson. I just said that we've called that a lot today. And Simpson and Rippon underneath it. Unable to break free. Umpire has said that's out of bounds. We'll have a boundary throw in, 30 around from the Lakers' goal.
How have you seen Kai Edwards, young Kai Edwards, in the ruck?
I think he's been good.
He hasn't had much of the footy himself, but he's created a contest and he hasn't been beaten too many times, which is all you can ask for from a young ruckman.
Yeah, and I think you called it when we were talking about him that he's very athletic, and he's certainly that. Lohman, back to Hepworth, goes on the non-preferred right foot in towards the goal square. Clark's there for a chance for the Lakers, keeps it in. Quick hands out now to the outside. Collins has a chance to get his second. He's hit the post with the left foot.
Again, you just got to kill that from a Melton South perspective. They had the chance, looked a little lethargic around the goal line. You just got to get that across. Luckily for them, it's hit the post and they can reset anyway.
They might be a little bit shell-shocked now, Melton South. I think Heath Pritchard said at half-time what they need to do is get their hands on it around the contest, and that's exactly what they're not able to do at the moment. As it comes back in towards the middle of the ground, quick hands out from Conway. Robertson again able to mop up, flicks it back. Halia, what a game. Out to Lohman. Beautiful handball. Lohman gets it inside 50 again. Finds a big fella, Hepworth. He's a lovely left footer. Goes inside. Just not able to hold the mark for them was Coxall. Melton South able to bring it out towards the commentary wing side of the ground. Fino has it punched away from him. Koverick, right foot kick around the corner. Dransman flicks it over the back to Callis. Coming in for Lake Windaree, though, is Young. He's taken out over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in 65 metres around from the Melton South goal. 6.5 minutes gone in the third quarter in the Ballarat Toyota match of the day. In it comes. Dransman gets his hand to it in front of Hart. Goes down to Pfeiffer. He's wrapped up. Have a bounce down now. Half forward flank. Bit of a limp there on Billy Lloyd for Ballarat Sports Medicine. Simpson, gee, he's played a good game. He wins that out. He's all wrapped up, can't get free.
Just wondering whether it's worth just dropping someone back off this contest. They've got sort of someone in no man's land at the moment. They probably need to drop back another 15, 20 and fill the space as it goes right where I reckon he should have been.
Simpson wins that hurry kick from the stoppage. Umpires pulled a free kick. Then he calls the advantage. Ends up in the hands of the big fella again in Hepworth, who's had a good quarter. Goes forward, looks for his teammate in Coxall. Ball's dropped out of the reaching hands of him. Umpire says, I'll bounce that down right near the 50-metre arc, out of side for the Lake Windaree side. We see Pendlebury dropping into a hole there for Melton South. Big Dransman wins the tap. We'll have another secondary bounce. Same spot at 60 metres around from the Lakers goal. 8 minutes gone, third quarter. It's been all the Lakers in this early part of the third quarter. The ball's punched forward. Robertson runs for that, but it beats him out over the boundary line. The big fella there, I just noticed, going to the boundary again, Hart, probably just on his rotation, but he mightn't play as much ground time in the second half after what looked like might have been a bit of a tweak of an ankle. In it comes. There's Edwards there that gets his hand to it. Just a plethora of players over the footy as Thornton Gill and toe pokes it out over the boundary line, out of wing. The boundary throw in. Nearly 9 minutes gone. It's a long way back now. It's got out to 37 points.
Yeah, you're right, Brad. Those first two goals were crucial from a Lake Windaree perspective.
It's not what they wanted, that's for sure. As the umpire circles and says, I'll bounce that down again. As Pfeiffer can't break free. Up it goes. Dransman gets his hand to that. Ridden into the ground is Lohman. Oh, he has Mackay screaming for it. But what happens there is you just let everyone know where you are, and they picked him up quickly, so he goes short to Mason. Mason goes inside 50, goes over the back. Chapman's there to mop up and just rush that through for a behind for the Lake Windaree side. 9.5 minutes gone now, third quarter. It'll be Pendlebury that'll bring that ball back into the play. He's going to go long up the middle. Nearly reaches the centre circle, high towards Conway, has it punched away from him. Some good roving, though, and some pace. Second bounce, third bounce. It's Matthew Sullivan. Goes to 50. Has Callis. Sits it up on his head. Bounces back. Callis wins it out off the pack as his kick smothered. O'Connell's there for Lake Windaree to mop up. Keeps it inside, but now taken out over the boundary line.
Oh, that would have been a great goal, Brad. I'm not sure whether people might have seen off camera, but Callis came from nowhere.
Yeah, he's been good, hasn't he?
He has.
It's David Callis. There's two Callis boys. Michael as well. Conway from behind comes forward. But no one will break free there. So we'll have another bounce down inside Melton South forward 50.
Just on that, though, did Sullivan maybe hold on to it for too long? I reckon Callis had them all covered for speed, so just put it out in front of him, let him run onto it, I think.
Yeah. As Lohman kicks that free, beats Dransman. And here he is, Simpson in his 100th game. Breaks free the captain, goes forward, carries over the back, over the head of Coxall. It's going to be the first boy that can keep his feet, get the bounce of the ball, and no one can. And we'll have a bounce down only about 15 metres out from the Lake Windaree goal. I know you can't tag everyone, but Simpson might be the next one they put a tag on. As he wins that quickly out of the stoppage, handballs it back to his teammate in Fife, has a hurried kick at goal, but misses everything.
Not necessarily tag, Brad, but you've just got to show a little bit of integrity and actually go to him and put a hard arm across him at a stoppage and not just let him get those easy possessions that he's getting.
Right now it's Jacob Thornton Geelan that has gone to the boy in Simpson, but then I'm looking at it now and Simpson's just lost him and he's all on his own. And if it comes back here, he's away. But Melton South temporarily are away. They go towards half forward, but again, it's Hellier that leads Conway in the race of the ball and just gets that out over the boundary line, gets another stoppage about 70 metres around from the Melton South goal. Been super has Hellier. Billy Lloyd's now gone to Simpson. Simpson's on his rotation forward. In it comes Clark and Dransman. Hard to tell who won that. Comes forward, toe poked. Melton South go inside 50, smart kick, finds a teammate, all on his own in Fino. Fino quickly wheels around onto the right leg, goes high inside towards the goal square, punched away from the Lake Windaree side. Now they're away through Mackay, lowers some eyes, not taking the mark, ball just bouncing in front of him was Mason. They're good enough through Robertson though, to O'Connell, back to Mason. He has a teammate through the middle in Pfeiffer. Pfeiffer now takes the Lakers inside 50 and Coxall takes the mark about 35 metres out, slide angle.
Always going to happen, Brad. Once they were able to get out on that chain of handballs, they just had players streaming everywhere. They caught their players out off guard there, the Lake Windaree players.
Good transition, wasn't it?
It was perfect ball movement.
They do like to use the middle, Lake Windaree. When they come out of that defensive zone, they'll go through that middle and then streamline through, and it's makes it easier for the forwards, that's for sure. As in comes Coxall. Shot on goal. Doesn't make it. Distance. He's paid the mark, has he, to young Edwards? He has. No, it's, in fact...
Yeah, he has paid
Lohman.
the mark. It's Lohman again. It's two on one again.
He is a ripper.
You've just got to kill that. It's on the goal line. You've just got to kill that.
Hasn't kicked one today. He has Simpson. He thought about it. But now he'll go for the customary kick around the corner. I'll back him here. And he's got it. What a player. He's got his first for the day, Lohman. 10-10, 70. The Lakers, they lead Melton South 4-26. That is on your Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Again, Brad, they haven't been that bad this quarter, Melton South. It's just been some real... That should have been killed.
Yep.
Goal before that was a silly 50-metre penalty, which gave a low percentage shot, maybe a 20% chance shot into a certain goal. You take away those two goals and they're still within touching distance. The game's almost out of reach for them now.
Yeah, and their midfielders that go forward in Lohman, Rippon, Collins and Simpson have all gold.
Yep.
They're midfielders that go forward and they've all kicked goals. So here they go again. They're away through the young boy in Lalivra. He goes forward, high kick. comes off the hands of the pack. We'll have a boundary throw in about 25 metres around from the Lakers goal.
And as you said, Brad, as what Heath Pritchard said, they're a young side, Melton South, so you've got to expect these fluctuations in and out of games. There's going to be some inconsistencies that happen. That's a gimme.
Hepworth gets a fist onto it, comes out to Lohman, hands it back to Collins. Another midfielder with a goal. Right foot snap. He's got his third, Collins. Second for the quarter. And, wow, it's raining goals now for this third quarter. They got 5 in the first, and they already got 4 in this third quarter, kicking down that end. 11-10. 76 Lake Wendouree, lead Melton South, 4-2-26. We've gone nearly 16 minutes in the third quarter. That's on your Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
And just like that, it's a 50-point margin, Brad.
Wow.
They've hurt them, particularly, as you said, those goal-kicking midfielders.
Up it goes. Dransman wins the tap. Quick hands out, has missed the target, though. And Lake Wendouree are a chance. They've got the big fella who I've liked his game in Cooper Brennan on the wing, tall wingman on the outside. The ball beats him out over the boundary line. The boundary throw in between wing and half forward for the Lakers. A lot of players around this area here. Going to be hard to break free. Quick tap on the outside. Koverick had opportunity and tried to beat 2 of them, so the umpire's given it to Collins. Free kick as that man in Brennan short. Oh, that's just missed his teammate. It's gone out of bounds on the full. He was looking for Emerson Jones, and the free kick will go to Dylan Sharp. Sharp. Oh, he hasn't got much to go long, and he's going to sit this right up for Brennan, who probably should have taken it. Unable to in the end. Mackay wins the ground ball, gives it off to Collins, who's just having a purple patch at the moment. Look at the pickup by Lohman. Just unlucky in the end to keep control of it. Spills out to Rippon, feeds it back to Collins. Right foot snap on goal towards Coxall, but it's gone out over the boundary line. Another free kick on the full.
Just no movement there from the Melton South forwards up here on the wing. It was right in front of us here, Brad. They were just stagnant, just pointing up, kicking on top of my head. You need to be able to have those little leads, create space, draw a player with you. Just keep working hard and keep moving.
They bring the ball back into play. Pendlebury takes that with the one hand. Oh, he goes off his line. Coxall comes in at him. Shows some good composure, though. Pendlebury able to go across the side into the back pocket. Not much to go to on the next kick, though, Melton South. So they elect just to go high up the line, looking for Notman, who has to punch from behind over Lohman and get that out over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in. It's still inside, or it's just outside, sorry. The attacking 50 for the Lakers. We'll have a boundary throw in. Comes back into play. Hart and Dransman. Comes to the outside to Pendlebury. Quick hands out. Now they'll try to go through Conway, who's wrapped up. Able to break it through strength, though. Gets it out to Notman. In turn, gives it to the outside to Fino. Gets it up towards half forward. Pack of players fly. Callis can't take it. Now the boy there is all wrapped up in Raven for Lake Wendouree, the young kid from the thirds. We've got a couple of them today, Will Clark and Taryn Raven from the thirds. Umpire throws it in the air. Hart probably won that. And we're going to have another stoppage as they can't break free. Up it goes. Dransman definitely won that one. Comes to the outer side. If he can just get the bounce of the ball here, Sullivan, he can't. And it beats him out over the line.
They've really had to work hard going inside 50 all day, haven't they, Brad?
Yeah, certainly have, Coley. And as Heath Pritchard said at half time, he come in knowing that Lake Wendouree defend really, really well.
It's a good strength of Lake Wendouree then. They can defend well and they like to attack through the corridor. That's almost the perfect game plan. It's simple but effective.
Certainly is. It comes to the outside. all wrapped up for Melton South is Theo. I've liked his game. He's a Colt as well, an under-19 player, as Pritchard said at half-time. With a bounce down, just inside 50 for the Melton South. Oh, beautiful roving. Just on movement then was Michael Callis. Gets it inside, but it's, again, Lake Wendouree that are able to defend, and it's that man, Hellier.
You just got to have a shot there, Brad. I don't know what the hand pass, whether the hand pass was on there. You just got to put that through yourself when you're running directly towards goal.
In it comes. Dransman grabs it out of the ruck but drops it. Then he's ridden into the ground by Hart. And another stoppage. It's gone nearly 21 minutes into this third quarter. It's been a very, very good quarter for the Lake Wendouree side. They've been able to pile on 4 goals with Melton South unable to trouble the scorers. There might be a chance here, though. They get a hurried kick at goal, but missing to the right and missing everything and going out on the full. And Lake Wendouree will take the free kick. Looks like O'Connell. It is. He'll go just across to the other side to Hellier. Hellier now with a long kick outside 50. He's looking for his teammate there in Will Clark, but goes over his head, and we'll have a boundary throw in out of side in between wing and half forward for the Melton South side. Done a fair bit of work, that boundary umpire. A lot of out of bounce out over there this quarter.
Certainly been on that side of the ground for much of the game, Brad.
Pendlebury wins that out. Quick hands off, quick kick inside, 50 now. Coming out, just not able to hold the mark. And was wanting a free kick, and the umpire said no, was Hurst. And players jump all over that as Robertson picks himself up, gives the ball back to the umpire. We'll have another stoppage, 22 minutes gone, 50-point leaders in this third quarter. The Lake Wendouree side. Pfeiffer, geez, he did that well, under enormous pressure, able to get his kick away, but only as far as Chapman. Quick hands off to Mepstead. Then a kick inside 50. But again, Lake Wendouree able to defend and chop it off through Young. Young goes to the outer side. Now, Lake Wendouree, they'll just control the footy, go towards their captain in Simpson, right on the outer wing in front of their coach's box. Ash Simpson, 100 games for the Lakers today. It's not his best kick for today. He was looking for a teammate in Emerson Jones, but Melton South will chop that off. They'll run it up through the wing now, just lowering some eyes, and beautiful kick in the end, and shows a lot of pace as Michael Callis. Goes to the boy in Fino. Fino now with a high kick. Again, as you called earlier, Kyle, it's a lot of hope. Conway gets one off the ground, but Collins is able to mop that up for the Lake Wendouree side. Hasn't got a lot to go to. So in the end, it's Billy Thornton-Geelan that's able to mop it up. The kick's not great. Emerson Jones is there for Lake Wendouree. Fumbles, but able to get the toe to it. That just gives his teammate a chance there in Phillips. Doesn't get the bounce. And high free kick to Melton South through Mepstead. Goes to the outer side. Now go back through the middle and go inside with that high hoping kick again. But punched out clear to Robertson. Robertson was met heavily, but able to keep his balance. And then good thought processes, is able to kick it towards Phillips around the half-forward flank. Gets around his opponent in Fino easily. Goes forward to Lohman. Lohman with hands over the top to rip him with a check side, and he's missed.
Jason Dunstall would be going off right now. Why wouldn't you just run in and kick the regular goal, Brad? That would have been goal of the day, I reckon, as well. That spin and the handball over the top, that would have been a great team goal, but he's let us down there. That would have been on the top 5 plays.
It was the play of the day, and he just unable to finish it off, but he's kicked through for the day and been very good, so we'll let him off the hook as the ball goes to the outer side, and Hart from behind for the Lakers is able to punch that out and get a start again.
Not a bad day if you can kick 4, though. He's probably had his 20 touches as well. Not a bad day outing.
Yeah, and as Heath Pritchard said at half time, I think they have quietened him down a little bit, but you're never going to shut him right out. He's too good a player, as Callis is tackled by Robertson, and it's incorrect disposal. So Robertson on the outer wing for Lake Wendouree just shortens the kick towards centre half forward. Doesn't make his teammate, but they're able to still go forward. Sun might have been in the eyes there of Lalivra. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Well, he couldn't mark that. Kovaric comes in and tackles his opponent solidly.
Just noticed then, Brad, one thing that Windouree's been able to do all day is they've been a little bit more patient as well going inside 50. They've been prepared to go around the arc and find someone out in space, as opposed to Melton South, who have just looked to just get in there as quickly as possible with no real system or thought process to it.
Yeah, I've really liked the way they've gone about it, Lake Wendouree, and Phillips just gets a kick inside 50, but it goes out of bounds. I've watched the tapes of the games that we can't see because I'm calling, and it's hard to get a gauge. Some weeks clubs look dominant and then they look ordinary, and they only kicked 4 goals last week, Lake Wendouree, and looked pretty ordinary.
Yeah, different side today,
Aren't
but
they?
it's a good response from them.
Oh, Brennan quickly onto the right foot with the old spiral from 50, but he's missed to the left, and Melton South quickly bring it in to the outer side to Theo, the young under-19 player for Melton South. He'll just sit this up the wing looking for his teammate, but he's under pressure as Wood. There was 2 players there from Lake Wendouree, and he's given away the free kick. Here's the transition that they do here, and this is where they get the run. Now, it's going to come out to the outer side here to Halia. What a game he's played. He has Brennan again, who's had no one near him for most of the day. Now, he's going to sit this up. It's a 1-on-4 or 3 here, so it's going to be hard for anyone for Lake Wendouree to take that. Melton South are able to mop it up, but Edwards is there. He's able to punch that from behind for the Lakers. Robertson's there, but Lake Wendouree through Sharp wins the ball. Quick hands on the outside. Thornton Geelan is there. Clark for Lake Wendouree wraps up his opponent. That's not going to go anywhere. I think he'll just ball this up inside. Forward 50 for the Lakers, 27 and a half minutes gone, 52-point leaders.
Probably just look to kill the footy now and go in with a nice 52-point margin going into three-quarter time.
Yeah, going to be very hard to beat now, aren't they, as the Melton South take that one away. Through Thornton Geelan on the left foot to the outer side. Again, the boundary umpire over that side has earned his money today. We'll have another boundary throw-in right in front of the Melton South coach's box.
Of course, I think it's 2 boundary umpires per side nowadays, Brad.
Great idea.
With the way the game's played at such frantic pace.
Yeah, good idea, as Callis wins that off the rut, and he's all wrapped up. That's David.
Well done to all the umpires as well. I know there's a lot of regions out there at the moment that are really struggling to get umpires, so at the moment I don't think it's too big of an issue for the Ballarat Umpires Association.
Yeah, and I might be a favourite person of a lot of supporters here, but it's the best umpiring that I've seen in a long time of any competition, I think. I think the umpiring is absolutely superb in the Ballarat Football Netball League. Not once have I walked away thinking, gee, that was bad today. You're always going to make 1 or 2 mistakes, as Melton South through Sullivan take the mark on the outer wing. But they seem to make a lot less mistakes than most competitions, and I count the AFL included, as Sharp has met solidly.
Particularly the last few Friday nights, Brad. The holding the ball interpretation is as your guess is as good as mine with that at the moment.
Yeah, Wood takes the kick from inside the centre square, looking for Conway, but he's double-pronged. Halley is able to get his hands onto it. Ball spills free. We'll have a bounce down inside 50. They have defended superbly today, like Wendouree. They've put a bit of work into how that comes in to Dylan Conway, I would have thought, during the week.
Yep, absolutely. And look, it's probably a learning curve for Melton South as well. They probably need to realise that Conway's not going to be able to play a dominant game every single week, particularly if he's going to have the amount of work put into him like he has today. So they're going to have to find other avenues to go.
29 and a half minutes gone in the third quarter, and the big ruckman for Melton South, Mark Dransman, has an opportunity to kick their first goal for the quarter. As we speak of Dylan Conway, he's been held goalless in the first 3 quarters of this game. I don't think that's happened this year. In fact, I'm certain it hasn't. As Dransman comes in, he'll kick from 40, goes close to the man on the mark, which always sits the ball left, and that's where he's missed to, the left. So they still haven't kicked a goal in this quarter as the Lakers bring the ball in quickly, out of side. Pfeiffer has it. Quick movement, beautiful kick to his teammate Kai Edwards. Quickly plays on the handball back to Pfeiffer, made him reach, and then he's quickly set upon from Melton South players. Another bounce down, centre wing position, out of side. Deep in the last quarter, we've gone third quarter, we've gone nearly 31 minutes as the ball is wrapped up again, and another stoppage as the smaller of the brothers, Michael Callis, picks himself up.
Really like both the Callis brothers run, one at half back, one at half forward. They've given their all today. It's no fault of theirs from a Melton South point of view.
Certainly got some pace, haven't they? As the high kick comes up towards Lohman and Simpson, carries over the back. Pendlebury's able to mop it up, but only as far, I reckon that's Pfeiffer, is it? On the outer side of the ground. He'll go short, doesn't reach Hepworth, so, and there it is. That is the three-quarter time siren out here at C.E. Brown Reserve, and it sees the Lakers put on 4 goals in that quarter and take them to 11-12-78, and Melton South was only able to score a behind to get them to 4-3-27, so it's 51-point leaders, the Lake Wendouree side out here at C.E. Brown Reserve. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back with some goal kickers, some better players, and we will also have a look at some scores from around the grounds.
You don't give in. You don't give up. You push on when most would have pushed off. You lend a hand, whether a hand was asked for or not. It's called Aussie Spirit for good reason, because it takes spirit to get through times like these. Lucky you've got it in spades. It's what inspires us to be by your side to help. Together we'll get through this. We always do. Search Toyota, here to help.
Welcome back to the C.E. Brown Reserve at three-quarter time out here for the Ballarat Toyota McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League match of the day via live stream. It's the Lakers 11-12-78. They lead Melton South 4-3-27. They were unable to score a goal that quarter, the Melton South side. Scores from around the grounds. Three-quarter time, Sunbury 10-4-64, lead Ballarat 5-7-37. Darley 10-6-66. 6 goals down now to Sebastopol, 16-6-102. So Sebastopol got on top of them in the premiership quarter. East Point, 6-11-47. Trail North Ballarat, the real deal, 10-7-67. Melton, 13-9-87. Lead Redan, 6-9-45. And I can tell you that next week, the Ballarat Toyota match of the day for round 7 will be North Ballarat and Bacchus Smash, which will at Mars Stadium, which will be an absolute belter.
Yeah, looking forward to that one, Brad. As always, I wasn't at Mars Stadium a couple of weeks ago when you called from there, so looking forward to calling from there next week.
It is a great venue to call from, that's for sure, and film from. But
it's almost good enough to play AFL football there, Brad.
Yes, I think, is it about another 5 or 6 weeks they might be there, or might even be longer. Hey, what was I forgot where I was then. That could possibly be 1-2, depending on what happened. Bacchus Marsh got the bye, so they get the 4 points. They go to 16. North Ballarat were on 16, so they go to 20. But all the others that were on 12 will get percentage. But they're losing, some of them. So Bacchus, it'll be 1-3 or 1-2 or 1-4.
You can't ask for much more than, as we've spoken about, the evenness of this competition and some of the rises of some of the clubs as well. I'm not sure whether too many people would have predicted such a rapid rise from Bacchus Marsh going into the season. Lake Windaree they've been a good side for the last few years, but sort of been around that mid-table type area, and from what I've seen today, they've been, their best is as good as anyone's. Melton South, their best start for 9 seasons. They've had some great wins again, it's not like they're just beating nobodies. Every game that you win is a well-earned win in this competition. We speak about Darley. Darley is 6 goals down at the moment at three-quarter time, but they've still managed to score 72 points against a good side in 3 quarters of footy. So, they're not too far away from a victory.
Yeah, it really is an interesting competition, and I think Matt Carroll might have wrote in the Ballarat Courier during the week about 70% between top and bottom. Now, that's between a side that hasn't won a game. There's only 70%. That's not a lot between top and bottom. No. 70%'s nothing.
No, not in local footy. Well, no. Any footy, really.
It's not.
It's not a hell of a lot, but, yeah, you're right, between 11 spots. But, yeah, it's a credit to some of the clubs as well. Whether the year off was a blessing in disguise, they were able to reset, because it was, for a couple of years there really was a bit of a gap, I feel, between Melton and East Point, with Sebastopol obviously coming on in 2019. So it's great for the competition, and hopefully it can continue on that upward trajectory.
Yeah, it's been fantastic. It's going to be a ripping. Well, we're already through a third of the season. Once we get to that halfway, we get a Queen's Birthday weekend in a few weeks, which I know a lot of the clubs will really want because of injury lists and just to regather themselves and get back fresher, as fresh as they can get, because there's been, with a lot of these clubs, some long-term injuries.
Yeah, a lot of good players out at the moment as well, Brad, which is a shame. But hopefully in the back half of the season they come back and, just improves the standard even further. Yep,
we're just about to get underway here in the last quarter at the C.E. Brown Reserve. The Lakers up by 51 points for Ballarat Toyota in your McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League live stream match of the day. And Melton South will be hell-bent on getting some respect on that scoreboard in this last quarter, I would imagine, and they will need to stop some of the midfielders. As Thornton Geelan, that is, Billy Thornton Geelan has gone to Simpson on I reckon it looks like a pretty hard tag as he gets a quick kick out. Callis, handball off to his teammate, and Chapman gets a left footies. That's well trapped by Conway. But then Hallier's right on him. Oh, sorry, it was O'Connell. Hallier mops it up, then gets to the outer side. The kick had too much on it for Emerson Jones, which just brought time for Sharp of Melton South. The kick wasn't great to Conway, and beautifully mopped up by Brennan. But then he turns it over and gives it straight back to Sharp. Sharp quickly plays on. That's not a great kick. And here's the man of the moment, the captain and 100 gamer Ash Simpson, nearly best on ground, I reckon.
He's certainly featuring the votes, I think.
Goes high up towards his teammate there in Collins, unable to take the mark, and it's mopped up by Morrissey. Morrissey goes into the middle of the ground. Can't find Callis. He's wrapped up by Mason. The umpire says, yep, you had enough time. Mason will get the free kick. Quick hands off. Now they'll go inside 50. The kick wasn't great. Comes out to the deep into the pocket. Coming out is Coxall. He can't take it cleanly, and the ball beats him out over the boundary line. Only inside, just outside a minute now in the last quarter, as the sun really will take effect in the eyes of the players going down to the left of screen. This ball comes back into play. Punch to the outside. Clark can't take it. Gets a bad bounce. Mountain South now are able to get out of trouble for the minute. They go back inboard, but they turn the footy over. Quick tackle. We'll have a bounce down. Excuse me. I need a fisherman's friend. So I think the cold Ballarat weather's starting to take control of me, Kyle.
It's dropped about 5 degrees in the last 5-10 minutes, I reckon, Brad.
Simpson comes inside to Mason, gets a right leg on it, and kicks a goal. That's his first for the day.
Was there something monumental about that? Because they've come from everywhere, the Lakers, to get around that goal.
I think it's Mason's first game, and he's received it from a 100-gamer. I reckon, I'm not too sure, but I know that he was a late inclusion, Joe Mason, into this side. So it takes Lakers on to 12-12-84. They lead Melton South 4-3-27. Gone 2.5 in the last quarter. That's on your Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Quick hands out from Callis. They'll get it to the wing position. Brennan's there, but Melton South are able to get it over to Chapman, who gets onto the left foot looking for Thornton Geelan. It'll beat him out over the boundary line. I hope that's not signs of things to come with that throat. Nice tap at the back for Callis. Comes out to his teammate in Theo. Theo with the right leg looking for Conway again. It's punched, but clear of him. But Callis roves it. That's David. And misses everything. Goes out of bounds on the full. Free kick to Young for the Lakers. He'll take the kick in. Yeah, just again, Hellier able to punch that ball clear of Conway. He's just had a great day, Hellier, on a very, very good full forward as the kick comes in.
Loved his body spoils as well. His closing speed and his body spoils is what's got him the chockies today.
O'Connell, quick hands off to Simpson. Simpson goes up the line looking for Hepworth, who meets the ball and body hard, then mops up, gets a quick kick high across his body, and tapped that out over the boundary line by Lelivre. Hope I'm saying his name right, but my French in Form 1 at school wasn't that great, but it was a book, Kyle. Lelivre meant book.
You've lost me, Brad. That was probably about 40 years before I was born, I reckon.
It probably was too, as the ball comes back into play. Again, Simpson gives it back to O'Connell, has his kick smothered by Callis. It's David. O'Connell goes back in after it and fumbles it out over the boundary line. In between the two coaches' boxes, with a boundary throw-in. We've gone nearly 5 minutes in the last quarter out at the C.E. Brown reserve, and it comes. Dransman and Hart. Dransman tries to take it out but drops it. And just a bevy of players all over that. And we'll have another stoppage. As Chapman picks himself up, I have liked his game, as his coach Heath Pritchard said at half-time. He's only a young boy, but has a real go. Comes out to Lelivre on the left foot, high, and it's Simpson again, just racking up possession after possession. They go inside with a high kick looking for Hepworth. Comes off his hands, goes out of bounds right in front of the scoreboard.
He's just about he's starting to sway me, Brad Simpson, to get his 3 votes. I definitely had him in there, but I think now he's just about securing those 3 votes with a dominant last quarter so far.
Yeah, he's had a good game, but his second half has been amazing. The amount of possessions he's had as Pendlebury goes on the non-preferred right, doesn't get too much leverage on it.
You can't forget about Rippon started the game though. He,
Yeah.
first I think he kicked the first 3 goals of the game. So when the game's there to be won and the game everything's on the line early, he was the one who stood up early and set the tone for the Lakers for the day. So you can't rule him out either.
And Lohman, who has it, and gives it off to Lalivra. Lalivra with a high right foot looking for Coxall. Just falls over. Memison Jones is there, but really good play by Sharp, able to get it out of the defensive area. But it's going to come back because Mitch Phillips sat under it with courage and took the mark. And this boy has had no one on him all day, and he finds him really quickly, is Cooper Brennan.
He hasn't got a bit of dirt on him either as well, Brad. I think he's just been sitting out here and played a great game. Good ball use coming off half back, and straight away, as soon as he had ball in hand here, his teammate said goal, so he must be a long kick.
He's a great size wingman. He's tall, he's very athletic. He's a gut runner, he covers the ground, he's beautiful by foot. So his inside 50 ball's always good as he comes in. That's a floater. It's going to drop short. Comes off Lohman's hands and ends up going through for a rush behind. 7.5 minutes gone. They enjoy a very good lead of nearly 10 goals. Conway leaps that I thought was unrealistic but not paid. He's on the ground now, is Raven with quick hands out the back. He's been good too as Pfeiffer. Doesn't do too well there though, but is able to butter up to Mason. And then Mason has some composure, lowers his eyes and finds that man Brennan again, and with a lovely kick, and finds Mitch Phillips inside 50.
For Melton South's sake, I hope this doesn't become a blowout, Brad. They've stopped a bit in this second half. They'd be disappointed because they were right in the game at half-time with a strong finish to that second quarter.
They have. Phillips hasn't kicked one today. He's a real chance here as he comes in. Oh, that's a nice-looking kick. I'll tell you what, that is as straight as you will see. Mitch Phillips, what a lovely kick, and it's gone straight over the head of the umpire. Gets his first for the day and was good play again from Cooper Brennan that was able to spot him up, lower the eyes and hit him well. 13-13-91 Lake Wendouree. They lead Melton South 4-3-27. Got nearly 9 minutes in the last quarter. That's on your Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Might have to get him down at St Kilda, Brad, with goal kicking like that.
Oh, let's not go there. That was terrible, wasn't it? As it goes up again in the middle of the ground, and as so quite often, a quick stoppage after a bounce down in the middle. As Thornton Gillen gives it back to the umpire. That's Jacob. Quick take out of the ruck was Dransman. Gets it onto his left foot, goes forward towards 50. But Raven's able to mop that up. They'll come out through the boy that just kicked the last goal in Mitch Phillips. Quickly plays on. Comes back, turns Theo inside out, goes into the centre. They love the centre of the ground. They get it to Hepworth. He'll go to Brennan again. Brennan's been very good. Gets around his opponent, goes forward. Probably set that a little bit high for Mason, so it was easy to defend. Lohman with quick hands to the outside has missed his target, and they're away. Melton South, they'll go inside 50, but again, not a great kick. And that looks like it's either gone out of bounds or out on the full. It's on the full. And Lake Wendouree will bring that back into play. Again, it's Cooper Brennan. He goes short to Hepworth. I've liked his game too, the big fella, whether he's been up forward or up back. Goes forward now. He's slipping over. It was Lohman. Gets a quick handball out to Lalivra, gets it on to Simpson. Has some composure, doesn't panic. Sits it up for Coxall. Couldn't take the mark. Theo's there for Melton South to mop up. Gives it off to his teammate who's tackled really quickly, Mepstead. But they're able to get it outside 50, but it's going to come back. because they're able to mop up and go inside looking. Oh, he's paid the free kick. He was met front on, I think there, was he, Kyle? Mitch Phillips?
Yeah, we'll give the umpire benefit of the doubt. He was right there on the spot, so he's got the best view in the house.
The thing is, if you are fronting the play and you just touch them, it is a free kick. So I suppose to the letter of the law, it is a free kick. You've got to turn your back. As Mitch Phillips, who kicked the last goal for the Lakers, and the way he kicked that one was beautiful, and the way he's kicked this one was shocking. He's missed to the left.
It just shows you, and it's the same at AFL level, Brad. When you're within distance, you don't kick through the ball. He just stabbed at that, leant back on it. A little bit further out, he kicks through the ball properly, and it's amazing what can happen.
Great call, Kyle. As they bring it back in, looking for Theo in front of Phillips. He'll quickly wheel to the right leg. Goes short dangerously, but finding Thornton Geelan, gets it back to Theo, who'll go inside the middle of the ground, but they turn it over to Pfeiffer, who quickly gets on the right leg, wheels around, and has a teammate all on his own, and they didn't want this. And
I think it's Emerson Jones.
Is it Emerson Jones as he does the old kick round the corner of the snap? He's missed to the near side. So another miss for the Lakers midway through this last quarter. 66-point lead to Lake Windaroo. I didn't come here today thinking that was going to be the deficit as they get it out through Chapman, Mountain South to Thornton Geelan. That's Jacob. He'll go into the middle of the ground and find Pendlebury, who's been quiet. Kicked a lovely goal. He's had a little bit of it. Been a bit quiet, Kyle.
Yeah, probably reflective of the Melton South midfield,
and
to be honest.
He's gone inside, and Conway's marked just as the very unlucky Hellier slipped. So surely.
Good body work, though, still from Conway. That's what he's renowned for, using his big frame and being able to out-position his opponent.
Yeah, he's strong, isn't he? Surely, Kyle, he gets his first for the day.
Put it down, Brad.
In he comes. And, yep, not a problem. Dylan Conway gets his first for the day, and actually Melton South's first for the second half, which is met with no noise whatsoever from the crowd. They have been waiting for that for a very long time. That takes Melton South on to 5-3-33. They trail Lake Windaroo 13-15-93, 13.5 gone last quarter on your Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Too little, too late from a Panthers point of view, obviously.
Yes, as we have the ball up in the middle. Theo's all wrapped up by Hepworth. Gee, I've liked his game. Caleb Hepworth. Big fella. Good punch from Dransman. Gets it forward. Thrown out towards Kovic. Not paid. Robertson's there. Hepworth comes back in. He's wrapped up by Fino. We'll have another stoppage. It'll be big Dransman and Edwards. Dransman gets a big fist on it. Can't win the ball as Clark comes out towards Edwards. Clark's there again. Wins that. Gets the fresh air. He gets the... Oh, he's had 3 goes at it. He finally got it. Edwards quickly onto the foot. Forward looking for... Oh, well trapped Simpson. Boundary might beat him. No, he's good enough to keep that in. Gets it onto the left foot towards the arc. Coming forward was Pfeiffer. Grabwin not in possession. And he'll take the free kick. He goes across, right across to the other side. And Emerson Jones has taken the mark. He'll get another go at it. He's about 40 out directly in front. Oh, slight angle, but we'll call it nearly directly in front, Kyle. Shouldn't have a problem here, should he?
No. No, and he'll probably kick through the ball as well, being a little bit further out, so which will probably help his cause.
How did you like the trapping of the ball here by Ash Simpson right on the boundary?
Pretty standard from Simpson, I think. I reckon he just might have secured best on ground, as we've spoken about.
Yeah, he's been brilliant. In comes Emerson Jones. Oh, he's set that high. Is he just got the distance? And he has. And Emerson Jones gets his first for the day, and they're starting to spread the goal kickers around here at C.E. Brown. They've had 10 goal kickers, Lake Wendouree, today. So they've all had a share of it. And they have gone to 14-15, 99 Lake Wendouree, leading Melton South 5-3-33. 16 minutes gone last quarter. That's on your Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Up it goes in the middle again. Hart and Dransman. Comes forward to Jacob Thornton-Gillen. He's wrapped up. And not going anywhere. The umpire says I'll restart it. Dransman. Edwards wins that one. Comes out to Pendlebury. Flicked out the back. Ooh, sling tackle. I don't like seeing that. But he's got the free kick. Is it young Chapman? Quickly moves it on towards half forward to his big ruckman in Dransman. Has a player on the outside in Fino. Gives it to him. High kick inside. Punched forward again by the Lake Wendouree defence. Have been solid. The kick wasn't great coming out, and it's fallen in the hands of Pendlebury, who's only 45 out directly in front. And God, I say it, he's a lovely left footer, Kyle.
He is, and because he's a left footer, he's going to put it through goalpost height straight over the goal umpire's head, because there is no such thing as a bad left footer, Brad.
And just watch this. He is one of the most balanced kicks you'll see. He's beautifully balanced when he comes in. Look at that. That's lovely. He's hit it straight over the goal umpire's head. You're right again, Kyle. And Melton South have their 6th, and Pendlebury has his 2nd. So they had a shocking third quarter. They've been able to kick a couple in this last quarter through Conway and Pendlebury, which is good. It's a good way to finish off. That takes them on to 6-3-39. They trail Lake Wendouree 14-15, 99. 18 minutes gone last quarter on your Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Yep. They're not. They looked like they were stopping earlier, didn't they? They're having a bit of a go, but they probably got lucky. It was an ordinary kick out of defence as Edwards wins that tap. Ooh, hard landing there for Pendlebury as he's tackled in the middle of the ground.
A bye for Werribee? Was that the reasoning for Pendlebury, or?
I don't know if it was a bye, actually. Might have been. Had to be. Wouldn't? Yeah, had to be. He did play last week, or the week before. He played the week before, Ryan Pendlebury as well. So I don't know what's going on there. As Simpson, again, gets a hurry kick outside of the stoppage. Now they're away through Collins, who's got 3 for the day. Goes inside 50, has a shot at the open goal and gets his 4th. Been a good day for Timmy Collins. And some good play by Lake Wendouree coming through the middle again. Kyle, they love it. They transition through that middle of the ground, and it's enabled Tim Collins to get his 4th and take them on to 15-15, 105. They lead Melton South 6-3-39. 19.5 gone last quarter on your Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Beautiful finishing there from Collins again.
He's a lovely kick of the ball. He's had a good day, hasn't he? As the ball comes forward, umpires paid a push. It'll go to Melton South through Thornton-Gillen. Jacob. Nice long kick to a one-on-one. Conway!
He just protected the landing space there of the ball perfectly. That's what you want, and that's what he's renowned for. But again, just too little too late. Would have been nice to see it getting in efficiently like that early in the first quarter, and it's probably something they haven't won a hell of a lot of all day, Brad. They've barely been able to get their hands on the footy in close in those centre clearances.
In he comes for his second, Dylan Conway. He's had a quiet day, but he's finished off with 2 thus far in this last quarter. So he'll be happy with that. And you're right, Kyle, and that's what Heath Pritchard said at half-time, is that the centre clearances, they were so far behind, Lake Wendouree were able to get clearances like we just seen Thornton Geelan get that in with long, high and penetrating kicking, and that's how Conway wants it on one-on-one, 7-3-45 Melton South. They trail Lake Wendouree 15-15, 105 on your Ballarat Toyota scoreboard.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
And they go forward again, Melton South. This time it's in the hands of Wood. Handballs off to Callis. Goes low. Looking for Conway. Not a great kick. Hallier's there. Ball says the umpire the umpire says no in your boot. As it comes out, they're away through the outer side. Nice leg out to Collins. Collins has a lead-up player. The kick goes over the back. He had hands in the back, and that was there, wasn't it?
Definitely there. We're right in front of it there.
Mitch Phillips just didn't need to
No,
touch the hands. It was going over, wasn't it?
He led him under the ball perfectly, so not necessary.
1-on-3 to Simpson. You'd nearly back him the day he's had, but they're able to bring it out through Theo. On the hands of Sharp, into the middle. Taken high was Chapman, not paid. Comes back to Sharp. Has Callis. Robertson's there. Chapman again. Looking for Callis, but Pfeiffer mops up for Lake Wendouree. Gives it off to Lohman. On the left foot in the middle of the ground to Mason. Mason now. Hands to the outside. Just selling some candy and able to go inside 50. Not a great kick, but Coxall does well. He sells some candy of his own. There's a shot on goal and hits the bottom of the post. He's a lively type too. He's Coxall. Jacob Coxall.
He's had a nearly day, Brad. He's nearly kicked 5.
Yes.
And taken some great marks and kicked some great goals, but I think he's only kicked the 1 goal.
In the first quarter.
Yeah.
But he's looked very lively. I've liked his game as Mountain South find Lee. Goes short to his teammate in Wood. Wood now, this is it. You got to get it in one-on-one really quickly to Conway. He can't take it. Ball hits the ground. Callis is there. But they'll mop up again. And they have Big Edwards on the wing, in between wing and half-back. They go to him. Young boy's been good. Edwards spots up his captain and 100 gamer in Ash Simpson, who has brought his own football to the C.E. Brown Reserve. He goes back. Now they'll go to Mackay. Doesn't know where to go. He'll go back in the hands of Brennan now. Brennan sits it up high. Lohman in a 1-on-2. Holds the front spot. I reckon he's hurt his knee there on the landing. Get you to keep an eye on that. The left knee, as they're able to get away. Callis is there. Mackay meets him, tackles him without the ball, so the umpire will pay the free kick to Michael Callis.
He looks all right there, Lohman, for Ballarat Sports Medicine, but gee, it did not look good at all. It looked like he might have done something really serious there.
Yeah, really hyperextended it, and he's up and about and running, so that's great news. As Callis, this time it's David, has his kick smothered from the crumbing, comes out to Brennan. High kick. Oh, great tackle by Mackay. Just jumped. That's real commitment when someone's tackling like that, and he just jumped into Morrissey. And Morrissey's feeling the effects of the tackle. The umpire brings the ball back into play. Edwards gets his hands to it. But it's Thornton Geelan. Jacob, nice smart kick to some space of his teammate in Fino, but he's quickly tackled when he gets the ball. And we'll have a bounce down, 50 out from the Melton South goal. 25 minutes gone in the last quarter. 61-point leaders, Lake Wendouree. Up it goes. Snap forward for Melton South. Callis can't take the mark. Conway's there. Hallier punches it forward and clear. So Brennan quick hands to the outside. Ends up back in the hands of Hallier. Has Lohman short. Goes to him. He's also had a very, very good day. As Jacob Lohman. You'll go across to O'Connell. O'Connell to the outer side to Robertson. Now, this is where they like to come back through the middle, and they are to O'Connell. Callis goes in to guard the middle for Melton South, so it forces O'Connell wide back out to the outer side. Then to Pfeiffer in between wing and half back. Trying to come back in now through Young. They're really looking to get that into the middle, but to Melton South's credit, they are starting to block that corridor. O'Connell, then he comes back as Hallier. They've possessed the ball probably 8 times and still haven't got forward to the centre, but they're patient. They find Robertson. Really patient. The umpire nearly cops one and falls over. O'Connell wins it to the young boy in Raven. Quick hands to the outside to Mackay. 2 bounces. Has Brennan. Uses him. Oh, shouldn't wait for it to bounce. An oblong ball will kill you every time, but he's good enough. Then kicks it straight into Thornton Gearland. Lohman wins it on the left foot. Gee, that's great vision to Edwards. Couldn't hold the mark. Gives it back to Lohman. Lohman sits it up. Looking for Hepworth. Beats him out over the boundary line. And we'll have a boundary throw in. Well, I reckon they might have had nearly 15 possessions without Melton South touching the ball then, Kyle.
Yeah, just chipped around, prepared to be patient, not willing to force anything that's not there. Sort of rectifies and highlights the way they've tried to play all day. They've just been patient and waited until the perfect opportunity is to strike and attack through the middle, which has been their one word throughout the day.
Oh, Hepworth with the old back heel kick was quite smart out of the ruck. Not going anywhere though. So again, we'll bounce it down inside Lake Wendouree 50. Nearly 28 minutes gone last quarter. Just wrestling. Is it O'Connell? And Hepworth's in there? No, it's not O'Connell. He's on the outside. It's in fact the boy that's been very good too in Pfeiffer. Up it goes. Comes out again to that man Collins. He's got himself 4 for the day. High kick inside. Emerson Jones. Well done. Dances round. Check side goal.
That's goal of the day, Brad.
Very good play by Robbie Emerson Jones, who gets his second for the quarter and second for the day. That was really, really good. Just danced in and out. Didn't panic. And was able to get the right foot check side to it and takes the Lakers on to 16-16, 112. They lead Melton South 7-3-45. We've gone nearly 29 minutes in the last quarter thanks to Ballarat Toyota.
Oh, what a feeling. Toyota.
Thornton Gearland, he's wrapped up by Mason. Liked his game as well. With a bounce down in the middle. Up it goes. Probably Edwards winning that one. But a quick kick out from Raven for the Lakers. Looking for Emerson Jones. And there's a siren. 16-16, 112. Lake Wendouree have run out winners over Melton South 7-3-45 out here at the C.E. Brown Reserve. So big winners in the end, Lake Wendouree. They've been very, very good and clinical here today out at the C.E. Brown. So what we might do is take a quick break, and when we come back from the break, we will have the Carlton Draft post-match with some around-the-ground scores, goal kickers, and our votes for the day.
After a long, hard day, nothing beats a long, cold, brewery fresh Carlton Draft.
Pour it long, pour it cold, pour it Carlton.
Celebrate.
Sunbury won. They beat Ballarat. 7 goals, Sebastian Paulino to Darwin. North Ballarat won. And 10 goals, nothing over the 3-2-1. Shortest chair off in history. I'll have to wait for the next one. Get this done, eh? Get out before icicles start coming in.
Welcome back to the C.E. Brown Reserve for the Ballarat Toyota live stream match of the day in the McDonald's Ballarat Football Netball League, where the Lakers ran out 67-point winners, 16-16, 112 to Melton South, 7-3-45. Before we go into the goal kickers and our votes, let's just go around the grounds for final scores. Sunbury, 12-5-77, defeated Ballarat 7-12-54. Darley, 13-6-84, went down to Sebastopol, 28-128. East Point, 11-13-79, went down to North Ballarat, 14-9-93. And Melton, 18-12-120, defeated Redan, 8-13-61. Goal kickers here for today. Lake Wendouree, Collins got 4, Ripon got 3, Emerson Jones got 2, and singles to Lohman, Lelevre, Mason, Simpson, Coxall, Phillips and Hepworth. An enormous amount of goal kickers spread right across. And for Melton South, the goal kickers were Notman got 2, Pendlebury got 2, Conway ended up getting 2, both in the last quarter, but was well held by Hellier for the day, and Sullivan got 1. 3, 2 and 1. You can go first, Kyle.
Yeah, I'll start off with my one vote, which I gave to Tim Collins across half forward today. I thought he was brilliant. Had a real purple patch at the beginning of that third quarter as well, where I think the game was actually won. Probably finished with his 15, 20 touches and to kick 4 goals. A brilliant outing from Tim Collins. Gave my 2 to Nick Rippon. I think that his first 3 goals of the game, the fact that Heath Pritchard had to put a tag on him pretty early to nullify his influence, just shows the dominance he was having early on in the game. So 2 goes to Rippon, and my 3 votes pretty obvious in the end. We've spoken about him in a few times in the last quarter there, Brad, but Ash Simpson, the captain in his 100th game, thought he was fantastic. Just a typical good player. As the day went on, he just got better and better and better, and yeah, he gets my 3 votes in the end.
Yeah, I just changed my one vote. I actually initially gave it to Rippon, and I changed it to Hellier. I just think he was on probably the best full forward, the best key forward in this competition. Held him goalless for 3 quarters. He got 2 in the last quarter. And I thought if you come today, and Dale Power said to young Hellier, Braden, if you can keep Dylan Conway to 3 goals, you've won. If he gets 4 or 5, he's probably got you. If he gets 6 or 7, he's given you a touch-up. He's got 2, and he got him in the last quarter. So that's the reason I gave Hellier 1. I thought he was brilliant. 2 votes I couldn't go past Jacob Lohman. I just thought, and this is a real apology to Tim Collins. He's got himself 4 goals, and I haven't got him in the votes. But Lohman just got so much of the ball around the midfield, and he'd push back and win a fair bit of footy there and set him up coming back out. I thought he was great. 3 votes like you, Kyle. You couldn't go past Ash Simpson. I'd love to know his stats. He had so much of the ball, and to do it in your 100 games as a captain, they just had him in the shortest chair off I've seen ever in the history of football. I think he wanted down. I don't think he wanted
Yeah, I think he was a little bit embarrassed,
He
but
was.
Good on him. He had a great game, led from the front all day, and unanimously best on ground very clearly.
Yeah, easily best on ground. So we've all agreed with that. It's been a great game out here. Although the deficit was 67 points, it was a good game of footy to watch. Sadly, it was after half time very cold, but a beautiful setting out here at C.E. Brown. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Next week, the round of the week, round 7. Ballarat take on East Point at home. Darley take on Melton South. The Ballarat Toyota match of the day live stream is North Ballarat taking on Bacchus Smash out at Mars Stadium. Should be an absolute ripping game. North Ballarat on top. Bacchus Smash had the bye today, so I don't know the ladder with percentages, but they will be around that 3rd or 4th, I would imagine, or even 2nd, depending on the percentages. Redan are at home to Lake Wendouree. That becomes a really good game. And Sebastopol taking on Sunbury, with Sunbury getting a win today. Melton has the bye, the much-needed bye. They really need the bye with their injury list. So they look forward to that. And what they do, so they come back after the bye, play 1 game, then get the Queen's Birthday weekend. They're screaming for that. So they'll play 1 game in 3 weeks, effectively 21 days.
Perfect for them.
It is.
They're travelling along nicely. They've just the 1 loss, another victory today, it seems. So yeah, they're cruising along nicely. They're probably best positioned out of anyone. If you could pick someone, considering you could throw a blanket over maybe 5 or 6 sides in particular for this season as a real premiership threat. So yeah, they're ticking along nicely, and when they get some of their star players back in the back half of the season, they're going to be really hard to beat.
Yeah, looking forward to next week. It's going to be a ripping round of Ballarat football. Don't forget, next Friday, 6 o'clock, we'll have Beyond the Boundary, and next week we're out at Mars Stadium. So on behalf of Ballarat Toyota, Ballarat McDonald's, Ballarat Sports Medicine and Carlton Draft, it's been a wonderful day out here. We'll see you next week. On behalf of Kyle Pover, Brock Wilson on camera, this is Brad Sinclair signing off, and enjoy the rest of your weekend.
You don't give in. You don't give up. You push on when most would have pushed off. You lend a hand, whether a hand was asked for or not. It's called Aussie Spirit for good reason.